cool because Soup's there.
You're going to be able to do something, too. A couple of festivities along the way.
Well, no, you know what? I find myself agree. So it's just a matter of, like, what is your overall approach? I totally get Juju out there, let him make mistakes. It's probably not going to go great, but you're going to develop him and let him earn his scars, and then hopefully by this time next year, he'll be able to take a big leap.
The Bo Nix effect.
The Bo, just throw him in there. But I do understand what you say when you say, like, well, what about the rest of the team? Like, when it comes to, like, what is their vote? They're in practice every single day. This young man, did he turn 18 yet?
Yeah, he's 18
okay,
now.
So
Juju, yep.
He is, and I'm sure he thinks he's a man, but he is still a boy. and I'm just being real, because that's
sure.
like the guys who
I've
are
been 18. I know what he's saying.
Yes, yeah. and the guys who are going to be on the field, yes, Saturday, but definitely beyond Saturday, are going to be a bunch of grown men. And so I think that at the end of the day, you put Juju in there after the goals of the season are lost. And there's nothing to be said from the rest of the team, and this is just the direction that – but it's so early. I can't believe we're having these conversations for a third straight week going into week 4. I mean, it's
insane.
It is insane.
It's insane. But like we talked about yesterday, when you don't have an identity as a team, you fall into situations like this where you're going through 3 different quarterbacks in 3 weeks.
But you know what I think a big fear, at least for me, is of they get to this point where they believe the season's over. And let's just say that's a 4-game sample size. Maybe 4 is enough. But if it's shorter than that, like, I want to know, does it work with Julian and Pat? Do they need to make a change at offensive coordinator before Julian's the full-time guy? And do we get enough sample size to really do that? Or are we doing the same thing next year with Julian and going, oh, they got to get a new offensive coordinator in the middle of the season with the first-time starter? That's a dangerous recipe too.
And I don't think CU, and this is the element of college football that doesn't get talked about, I think, enough. Can CU financially afford to fire a coordinator, pay him out through the coming years, and then hire another offensive coordinator and do that for a third time in 3 years?
That's a great question.
Because you already did it with Sean Lewis. You brought in Pat. And if Pat's run his course, whoever gets that job is going to get the industry standard or close to it for offensive coordinator pay. And if you're having trouble raising the money to pay the students and you have failed to reach the $20.5 million for the revenue share, see, this is we've talked about this behind the scenes. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the air, but if you're someone like Billy Napier, the head coach at Florida, I think 10 years ago would have fired him after last year. But when you have to write this huge check, when you're now having to pay the players for the first time ever, and you have to write the check for Billy Napier to go away and then come up with the other $80 million to pay the new coach to take the Gators job, I'm not saying this is that because we're talking about an OC and the Big 12 and it's not a head coach in the SEC, but those elements and those dynamics are at play. So,
but see, this is the thing too. I think that for Coach Prime and maybe in his sake, if this is not a successful season with Pat Shurmur and you know that you're getting ready to fire him and you need another OC, maybe it's like, hey, take some of my money out of my pocket to help fund whoever we're bringing in next because we have to win. If Prime is all about winning and he has a lot of money as it is and he's getting paid $10 million a year, like to be able to say, hey, I'll cut you some of my check as well, whether it's $100,000, who knows, just so you can get another OC in the building that you can trust. I could see Prime doing that just to win.
Maybe so. I can't believe these conversations are already relevant. It's mid-September. I mean, but they are. It's real. It's happening. And we got the news they're going back to Salter. You and I both thought that would be the case yesterday. That is in fact the case. I'm
frustrated with that one. Not because Caden Salter is back in the driver's seat, but because you mess with this young man's mind in his head. You started the season off scoffing at media when you were at the podium when we asked about who is going to be the starter for the Buffs, and you guys said, you guys know it's Caden Salter pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we didn't.
He's like, you're going to make me say it out loud? Okay, yes, Caden, of course.
You know, Big 12 Media Day, you brought 2 different quarterbacks. So we didn't know.
No,
so
correct.
Caden Salter, he didn't play the best football the first game, key word, first, right? You're going to get better as time goes on. But for Caden Salter, even in that first game, he still rushed for a touchdown, put his team in a situation to win the game. Really and truly, it came down to the defense giving up a huge play and the quarterback busting for a 45-yard touchdown that ended that game or solidified the game.
Who, by the way, probably should be in the Heisman conversation. We're talking about Haynes King and a team that just knocked off Clemson. Really, really good football team in Georgia Tech.
And then you go the next week against Delaware. Delaware was a team that you should have been able to beat up on, but also when you have a new quarterback, because Kaden Salter, although he's an older quarterback, he's new to Colorado.
Of course.
So you want to get him established, get him going, get him used to being around his new teammates, his new receivers, because, hey, we had 4 receivers that are in the NFL now that are not with the team anymore. So although there are receivers that have been on the team, this is their first year starting with a first year with the Buffs quarterback. And I just think that you did this man a disjustice by playing head games with him in week 2, letting him play at the beginning of the game, which he drove down, scored a touchdown with his legs again, had him go out like he was done for the day, then bring him back in the game in the third quarter
late,
when he's cold,
and
he didn't look good, and now his confidence is shot. How are you going to do that to some young man and then go back to him to a game later and say, hey, we're going back with you. We trust you. No, you don't.
It's insane.
No, you don't.
It's insane.
It's crazy,
This
man.
is why I said on Monday, this is the single most chaotic quarterback situation in all of college football. And game 2 of the season didn't start without Deion saying during the week, Juju's gonna play. Like emphatic after one game. So I agree with you. I mean, this has been a really interesting, and this is the first instance where Deion Sanders has had to manage a quarterback situation. The first ever, because Shador's always been the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, you remember that initial meeting when it was the first Louis luggage thing? And he said, everyone's job is up for grabs except for quarterback. We have our quarterback, right?
The established quarterback.
Solidified. By the way, do you see is it the tight ends coach? Brett Bartolone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Up at the podium today? Hold on a second. Was that a shot? Hold on a second. Hey, no. I'm being serious, okay? Last week, Deion got defensive with the media when he was asked about a solidified quarterback. And he said, what is a solidified quarterback? I have time today.
Nobody wanted to answer the question.
And no one gave him any pushback. The next week, he's asked about identity. And he says, what is identity? I don't care what kind of car we pull up in as long as we get the win. What is identity? Who has identity? Da-da-da-da-da. Today, the tight ends coach goes up to the podium and is asked about the lack of success on offense. And he says, no joke, we'll play the audio for you here later this hour. We need to find our identity. We need to find out who we are. And I swear to God, he said this. He goes, we need to solidify the quarterback spot.
Shots fired. I mean,
you tell me that's tell me that's an accident?
No, it's not.
There's no way.
It's not. But that's a coach that's fed up with certain crap in the building. That's like, hey, I know what it looks like wherever he was before. Now we're going to have to do some research wherever he was before where there's success. And it's like you have to have a quarterback and you have to have some type of identity. Who are you? What are you good at doing?
I could not believe that happened today up in Boulder. This is getting more interesting by the day. I could not believe the tight ends coach said that. After this has been a talking point for...
Good for him.
Yes, it is good.
Good for him.
He might be the first person to give Deion pushback.
Good. You need an identity. You need to find out who your quarterback is. You need to find out who your 2 best running backs are. Your offensive line. Come on, man. You got me worked up.
And excuse me, it's the wide receivers coach. I said tight end, but same difference. I mean, holy smokes. I couldn't believe he said that. We need to find an identity. We need to slip. Oh, whoa.
Look at you. Poking the bear.
Oh, my God. No, the bear's been poked. My hands are in my pocket, brother. I'm down here in Denver.
You're just listening.
Oh, you can't make it up. All right, we will get back. We will play that audio for you a little bit later this hour. You are not going to want to miss it. But first, after 2 games, Broncos country is asking a bunch of different versions of the same question. That's next.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043. for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
What's going on, fellas? Happy Wednesday. That's hump day. And you know what? You got 2 more days before the weekend. And you know what the weekend is. It's all about you and that special someone. But guys, if you're dealing with ED, erectile dysfunction, you're not going to be having fun this weekend. But I'm here to tell you that Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic is proud of the work they do in treating erectile dysfunction to restore intimacy for patients. How many guys out there have a mediocre sex life? Is it just good enough? Or could it be really good? Better yet, could it be great? Because everybody deserves to have great sex in their life. Maybe the pills and herbals are working okay, but could they work better? At Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you guys. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you lasting an hour or even more. So schedule a consult at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic ASAP. The initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the kicker, gentlemen. If the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is absolutely free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you as well. So there are no excuses. I don't want to hear, hey, it's too far or I don't know where to go. Because you can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock. And by the way, with the Castle Rock location, it's new and improved. They've done a lot of work to it, so you definitely need to get down there and just check the place out. And also, you can go to Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
If you've been hurt in a car crash or on the job, don't just hope for help. Demand results. Postman Law delivers fast, easy, and effective representation fighting to get you more. Call 844-POSTMAN for a free case evaluation. It's free to get started. You pay nothing unless we win for you. Others promise. Postman delivers. Call 844-POSTMAN today. That's 844-POSTMAN.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins The Drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, as we barrel down the road to week 3 of the NFL season and divisional matchup, first of its kind. Woo! What's up, Phil?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Too blessed to be stressed. And we have a really, I think, fun show planned for today. And fired up to be here. How are you?
I'm great. I get to be here with you. Got to drop my son off at school. Got to play daddy daycare and be a stay-at-home dad for a little while, and my wife had to run some errands. And so, man, I just enjoyed the time, and now I get to enjoy picking on you today.
Well, let's have a day here. Let's have a day. It's going to be a fun day, a hump day, getting you through that middle of the week. All right, and we're going to do it with incredible ease and incredible enthusiasm. I have a lot to get to today. I mean, we got Avs Media Day. We got another quarterback change up in Boulder. We got comments that could be perceived as a subliminal shot. I mean, put some an ether beat under it. A diss track. Unbelievable. From the wide receiver coach to the head coach. We'll get to it. But where I want to start today, we have not talked about this in dedicated fashion. We referenced it on Monday. We get caught up on Tuesday. But I said going into the last break, after 2 football games, Broncos country is asking a bunch of different versions of the same question. Where the hell's the Joker? Where is Evan Ingram?
Batman has him.
Well,
Batman has the Joker right now.
All that hype and all that excitement, all those words, once again, and then the substance and the follow-through through 2 games, we're still waiting for it.
But what if somebody's out there saying, hey, well, Evan Ingram, he's hurt. He's banged up. Like, that's why you're not hearing his name. What would you say to that, Zach?
I would say that a couple things. One, if you're injured enough to not play, don't play. But 2, as always, if you're out there, we have to judge you. But 3, the quote-unquote injury was a calf bruise. It was not a calf strain. So it's a boo-boo. It hurts, but it's not debilitating. A bone, a bruise. It's not going to be. I'm not saying he doesn't feel it, but
Well, they have so many different ways to treat a bruise nowadays. By the end of the week, you're ready to go. So, like you said earlier, we're getting ready to evaluate and critique Evan Ingram because he's out there on the football field, but yet he is not making the noise that we were expecting him to make. And it starts with Sean. Sean needs to implement more plays for Evan Ingram. Have Evan Ingram in there long enough to get going. Too many personnel groupings where you're having Adam Trotman in the game and not Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
So when Evan Ingram, just like Tyler Bidet, when Evan Ingram enters the game, everybody's antennas goes up.
Right.
For the defense. And It's like, hey, it's probably a 65 to 70% chance it's a pass.
Bingo.
So if it's a pass, let's take away Cortland Sutton, their number 1 receiver, and let's take away Evan Ingram, who supposedly is their joker. So now all of a sudden, Evan Ingram's in the game. You can't get him the ball because they're covering him up, and you're forced to throw to Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, which are okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You need them to get going, but this is about Evan Ingram. Sean, why are you not finding ways to get him more involved? Why are you not creating plays just for him? Zach, for example, I talked about this at the beginning of the week, Monday, and even maybe Tuesday. It was 3rd and 3, and maybe you remember this. It's 3rd and 3, and Evan Ingram motions out as the X, which X means you're the outside receiver. Mm-hmm. He's on
the right side.
Right side.
Yep.
And yet, Evan Ingram's matched up with a smaller cornerback. You need 3 yards. Why don't you use Evan Ingram for his route running ability? He knows how to run every route in the route tree. He can run a slant route. It's a 3-step slant to a big body tight end / receiver who's 6'5", 250 pounds, and yet you don't do that. You don't utilize that weapon. Evan Ingram's speed, making him do routes that go across the field. We haven't seen that yet during the regular season. We've seen it a lot during practices and camp, but not yet in the regular season. So moving forward, I want to see more Evan Ingram on the football field. I know he's a liability right now when it comes to pass or run blocking, and that's why Adam Trotman's in there so much.
Yeah.
But you have to let Evan Ingram get in a flow, get in a rhythm, get in a groove, even if it's some dump-off passes just so he can get his confidence back. We are going to need him in this long season. We're going to need him to make some plays in the red zone.
Well, there's no doubt. I'm just, I'm trying to envision a month ago, if we were out at training camp, and I guess it'd be more like 5-6 weeks ago, out at training camp, with all the hype and excitement around Ingram, if someone just walked by and said, or if I walked by our crew at the Fan and said, hey, you guys know Adam Troutman's going to still be the starter, right? Like the looks.
I bet get him out of here.
The looks that I would get. You know what I mean?
It's like, that's not my partner. Get him out of here.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? No, this is why they went out and got Evan Ingram. And they're at the podium and talking about his run blocking. And he's talking about how much pride he takes in it. And he's an underrated run blocker.
He's a yes man. He's going to do everything it takes and listen to Bo Nix. Like, okay, cool.
Well,
get open.
Well, here we are. Adam Troutman is the starter. And if you want Evan Ingram to get more involved offensively, it starts with him actually being on the football field. Through 2 football games, through 2 games, Evan Ingram has been on the field for 38% of the offensive snaps. Comparatively, he was on the field in Jacksonville 72%. He's under 40% through 2 football games. Again, for more context, Adam Troutman is playing, again, through 2 games. So sample size is limited, but that's all we have to draw from. Troutman is playing 60% of the snaps. Lucas Kroll is playing 23% of the snaps. So statistically, through 2 games, Phil, Evan Ingram is playing closer to Lucas Kroll's snap count than Adam Troutman's.
Well, and this is where for Lucas Kroll, he's the 3rd string tight end. Now, I know that he's a better run blocker than Evan Ingram, but Evan Ingram needs to take Lucas Kroll's reps. You bring Adam Troutman in there because you do need his presence as a run blocker. And also you're going to do some play action. But now when Adam Troutman's in the game, it's a telltale sign as well that, hey, either you're running the ball 65% of the time or it's play action. When Evan Ingram's in the game, it's a straight pass almost. That can't be. And so I can't blame Evan Ingram for everything that's going on in the first 2 weeks. But I can say this, Sean, this is your joker. You praised, you went on there and you're saying how excited you are to have him. He left the building. Evan Ingram, that is, left the building. You guys were upset that he left the building. He came back. He signed with you. A healthy check. And yet in the first 2 games, he's not on the football field. Make that make sense for a young quarterback that's continuing to develop, for a young quarterback that needs a tight end. If you want to have success in this league like the Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens or the San Francisco 49ers or the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, you can go on. The list continues to go on. And our quote-unquote joker is watching the game.
Yeah. And you want to know what's so interesting? And I read this from Luka Evans' Twitter account, so I'll give him credit here. He pulled it from Pro Football Focus. I think this is so interesting. Ingram has been on the field for 38% of the offensive snaps, right? Really low considering the expectation coming in. But per Pro Football Focus, Ingram still had the 3rd highest total of snaps of routes run by any Broncos pass catcher. So he's playing less than 40% of the time, but he's got the 3rd highest total snaps in terms of routes run. That circles back to your point that you made 6 minutes ago. When he's on the field, it is almost a guaranteed passing play. And when you are that predictable as an offense, you just cut out half the game plan for the defense. So
make it simple.
This is a dynamic that we're going to be watching here very closely. Sean Payton is supposed to speak here in the next handful of minutes. You know this question is going to get asked. I'm extremely curious of his answer. We'll run it back to you as soon as he does give that answer. In the meantime, I can already tell you in advance what the Chargers' plan is going to be on Sunday. That's next.
Should a new adjective be used to describe the Broncos' defense?
This defense that everybody was raving about all offseason. Oh, this could be the best defense in the NFL. This could be a historic defense. Let's retire that for a while. This defense is overrated. They got exposed as being overrated.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here to tell you that this fall, you need to prioritize playing golf in the city of Aurora. Guys, they have you covered. They have what you need. I'm talking tee times, check. Beautiful golf courses, check. Restaurants for after-round fun, check. Look, I enjoy leaf peeping every fall, there's no doubt. But instead of heading up to the mountains, I am heading to my local Aurora golf courses, and I promise you, I'm going to play them all. I'm talking Saddle Rock, my personal favorite, a high plains, link-style course, stunning views of Pikes Peak and the Rocky Mountains, all right, right here in town. How about Spring Hill, an executive course, but you'll still use every club in the bag. Aurora Hills, the original OG Aurora course. Love Aurora Hills. Then you got Meadow Hills, a former country club, a tree-lined favorite. And then lastly, Murphy Creek, a Prairie Links layout that I know you're going to love. Guys, for more information and to book a tee time, visit golfaurora.com and go ahead and smash that follow button on Facebook, X, and Instagram at golfaurora.co.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Broncos country. Football is back, Broncos country. And that means summer is over, which is fine, because now it's all about game days. And whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you have to get there on time and in style. And actually, when it comes to the Denver Broncos, you can get up to 30% off of your ride to the game with Hermes Row Wide for the entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So let my friends at Hermes Row Wide handle the traffic and parking, and let them get you to and from the game safely so you can focus on the important stuff, watching your team stack those wins and making as many memories as possible. So all you need to do is call Hermes Row Wide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Fall has arrived, which makes now the perfect time to call your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks, at 303-425-0985. Ductworks' complete ventilation cleaning packages scrapes and vacuums every inch of your system, removing dirt, dust, and debris other companies leave behind. Here's why that matters. Your heating system kicks on in the fall. Dirty ducts can reduce efficiency, raise your energy bills, push dust into your home's air. A professional cleaning now helps your furnace run better, last longer, and keep your family breathing cleaner air. Don't wait until the first cold snap when everyone else is scrambling. Get ahead of the rush. Call Ductworks today at 303-425-0985 or visit ductworks.com for your free residential and commercial estimate. Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
303-425-0985.
Introducing Slate, the cure for overpriced, overcomplicated cars. It's a truck, it's an SUV, it's whatever you need it to be. Reserve yours at slate.auto.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
You know, Dean, sometimes I wonder what Zach likes to do. He likes to stress me out. Identity. We talk about identity all the time. What's our identity, Zach?
What's our identity?
Showing up.
What's our identity?
What's our identity?
I don't know. Me carrying us?
We got Jokic in the building, huh?
Oh my gosh. Happy hump day, everyone. Sorry I'm a second behind here. Totally on me. Totally on me.
It's all good.
Raise my hand.
Look.
We have Dante.
Star players, you get to do what you want.
Dante, did you step in and start steering the ship?
I didn't. I don't want to step on any toes.
Oh, come on, man. Are you part of the team or not?
Oh, I'm definitely part of the team, but I got to get subbed in.
God almighty.
I'm not the Kobe level where I don't check myself in and out of the
Dude,
game.
that was hilarious. At the end of Kobe's career, that man hit the scorer's table when he wanted to. And LeBron, to the same degree, I think currently, whenever he's ready to go in, you have the autonomy. And honestly, Jokic should have that same sort of carte blanche.
I'm pretty sure
here
he does.
coming soon.
No, I'm pretty sure. I mean, there was a couple times during this year where Jokic started looking at the game and say, "Okay, I'm going in." I mean, what are you going to tell him? No, like, hey, you need the rest, buddy. Like, no, you're not going to tell him that. By the way, we're talking about like subbing people in. Last night, I don't know why this crossed my mind. It's something really, really little, but there's nothing better than when you're in a game, right? Your basketball game, for me, a football game in the NFL, and your running back coach turning his head and pointing to you and saying, "Hey, 3-0, you're up." Like, something about it used to always get me excited. Like, wow, like I mean something.
Sure.
Like I couldn't wait to have my number called.
Sure.
And for the coach to have his headset on, he's listening to the play before you go out there, getting ready to decide who goes in, whether it's me, Royce, or Devontae Booker, and he points at you. It's like, man, you get the jitters, right? The butterflies of like, this is my time.
Sure.
I don't know why I thought about that last night. I think of weird things as night goes on.
No,
but
I do. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And in high school and JUCO, and I always feel like I need to preface that I'm never close to the level of athlete that a lot of you guys did. But in high school and JUCO, like I'm never out of the game, unless there's a blowout, unless, so that was a dynamic. But then when I jump up, to full scholarship level, I had to scratch and claw for every piece of playing time that I ever got. And so I remember just trying to stay ready. And then, hey, you're up. And just hitting that scorer's table and just feeling that rush of adrenaline like a bolt of lightning into your chest. So yeah, stuff like that I will never, ever, ever forget. Well, in this role, right, we don't really get subbed out of the game a lot. Right, we're just sort of in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
you
sort
are in the thick of things, but you don't appreciate it until you're out of the game.
Sure.
So like that's another thing. Like you said, you're playing all the time. You're in there. You're a starter, and then when you're on the other side of it, which both of us were, where I'm sitting there hoping that my name gets called at the end of my career.
Yep.
And when you don't get your name called, you're upset and you're down on yourself. Like that, you look back at the times when it was simple, the simple times when you were just playing the sport you love.
Well, I'll say this too. And oftentimes I will use this job as an allegory to something else that we're talking about. And if you lose your spot in this job, it's a lot of the same pain.
Yeah.
and a lot of the same bitterness.
Oh, you're going to have some bitterness.
Totally.
We're
you
human.
know, and that's right. And I've talked to, guys that played in the NFL that, for whatever reason, and this stuff is so over my head, but for whatever reason, when leadership here, decide to move on from someone. I was just talking to a former Bronco this summer saying that, like, man, when the radio station moved on from me and you're no longer seeing the same group of guys, it reminds me of like getting cut. When you're no longer in the locker room, you're no longer seeing those guys, the relationship changes, the dynamics change. So we're blessed. We're blessed to be sitting in these seats here on this Wednesday. That is for sure.
We're talking about sports.
Talking about sports. Yep. So I can already tell you in advance what the Chargers' plan is going to be on Sunday. And I could point to two things. One, they are going to try to target the hell out of these inside linebackers. All right, and if the Colts game is any sort of litmus test, where according to Pro Football Focus, Alex Singleton, this is alarming, pay attention here. Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad were targeted 6 times by the Colts. The Colts were 6 for 6 for 126.
Ooh, 126 yards just on the inside linebackers?
And now it's on film. So I'm hearing Dan Orlovsky join our morning show being like, yeah, like that's an issue with those linebackers. And if you don't think that freaking Jim Harbaugh is looking at that film and his quarterback, Justin Herbert, and what they're capable of, that is going to be right at the top of the priority list on Sunday.
Well, I'll tell you this, and obviously that's going to be the case. Expect Justin Herbert to be in a lot of empty, because now you're isolating the defenders, whether it's the cornerback, nickel, safety, or the inside linebackers. You're trying to figure out, okay, if it's man or zone. And if it is man, oh, let's have a field day if you're a running back. If you're a slot, if you're a tight end, let's have a field day because they can't cover you guys. Alex Singleton, Justin Sternad, they're going to have to pick their game up. They're going to have to figure out what they need to do to be successful. Whether that's, hey, we need to stick on these defenders a little bit better, or we need to make sure that we're getting pressure on Justin Herbert so we're not guarding these shifty slot receivers for 5 seconds. Something has to give. This is where VJ has to go to work. This is why Vance Joseph, is getting paid a lot of money to be, disguising these defenses, these blitz packages, putting the inside linebackers in better situations so they don't get exposed all the time.
Another area of concern for me personally coming into Sunday. We talked about the defense, and I thought it was a really productive segment 2 days ago when we looked at – no, excuse me, I think it was yesterday. It was a 7 of the last 8 performances by the defense and just what the numbers look like. It's bad. I mean, it's bad going back to last year. But if you were to look even closer at those numbers that we talked about yesterday – and talk about just stopping the run. And I'm taking these numbers from Andrew Mason. In 5 of the Broncos' last 6 games, because we're throwing out the KC game, in 5 of the last 6 Broncos games, the rush defense has allowed at least 115 rushing yards. So in week 1, they did a good job against Tennessee, 71 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. But then in week 2 against Indianapolis, 167 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. You go back to the wild card round against the Bills, and these are all the same players, guys. This is why I think that it's fair to, draw a line for a season over season, because it's, they returned 13 of the top 14 defensive snap players from a season ago. So in the wild card game against Buffalo, 213 yards on the ground, 5.2 yards a carry. Week 17 against Cincinnati, 116 yards, 4.3 yards per carry. Against the Chargers in Week 16 down the stretch of last season, 134 yards, 5.4 yards per carry. In Indy in Week 15, 149 yards, 4.6 yards per carry. I mean, the rush defense has been a real problem here. And if football becomes really hard, if not impossible, if you cannot stop the run. And I know the numbers don't reflect it through 2 games with the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is going to try to come in, or not come in here, but in Los Angeles on Sunday, they are going to put an emphasis on running the ball.
Oh, they're going to try to establish the run. 1, they have to get it going to help Justin Herbert out throughout the season. 2, when you're able to run on the Denver Broncos, you're able to have success throughout the game. And that's in any defense. If you can run through the heart of the defense, it's hard to stop a team all day, an offense all day, and now it opens up the game. Now Justin Herbert is going to have these opportunities and these play action opportunities and one-on-one opportunities with some of these speedy receivers. So what we need to do as a unit, or what the Denver Broncos need to do as a unit, they have to stop the run. No matter what, stop the run, make the Chargers one-dimensional, and go from there. But with someone like DJ Jones, you have to be stout. Zach Allen, you're getting paid a lot of money, not just to get to the quarterback, but also to stop the run. JFM, John Franklin Myers, where you been at?
Yeah.
Where you been at? This is your time. This is your moment. Stop the run. Don't be thinking about that contract. Think about what's best for this team, and that's being stout, two-gap, which two-gap means staying there, watching the running back, and make this team one-dimensional.
All right, you want to react to any of that conversation, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. We got the news today that we had a hunch was coming from up in Boulder, but also, what do you make of these comments from the wide receiver coach that feel like almost addressing Dion and his own comments? We'll play them for you, and you can decide for yourself next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Change is always happening. Hey, it's part of life, and when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. But no matter how things change in 5 years, there's one thing that'll stay the same: the price of your internet. Xfinity is introducing the 5-year price guarantee. It means you'll get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Catch a ride with Evie and Otto. Catch a ride.
I'm Evie. And I'm Otto. And you're invited to Go Evie Go at Foundation Kia, the premier electric vehicle sales event.
Enjoy free food, giveaways, and really sweet deals on all new EVs.
Yep, before federal rebates expire September 30th.
Foundation Kia is here to stay, but these deals are going away.
Your EV journey starts here. Join us September 25th through 27th for the biggest event of the year. Visit foundationkia.com for more info, and we'll see you in Wheat Ridge. Catch a ride.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX, Rocks Heating and Air.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we got the news today that we had a hunch was coming. And we were right. Payton Salter named the starter for the CU Buffs. All right, we talked about this at the start of our show with Cecil and Dover. Really no surprise here, even though this whole situation has been surprising. The announcement itself, not terribly surprising.
No, I mean, we talked about it yesterday, Zach, about how if you're looking for stability, if you're looking for a quote-unquote leader, then you go with the guy that you address to the media as your starting quarterback at the beginning of the year, and that's Payton Salter. And we talked about it during the crosstalk with Cease and Josh. Why put that young man through this right now? This is the time in the first 3 games of the year, right? This is why you have out-of-conference games, to kind of gel, get things going, go through your mistakes. If you drop a game, let it be an out-of-conference game. 2016, we played Michigan. Now, we thought we were going to win, and we should have won that game. But we also knew that, hey, if we lose and get beat by Michigan, it's not the end of the world. As long as we're ready to play in the Pac-12, at the time it was the Pac-12, as long as we're ready to play those games in the Pac-12, that is all that matters. It's about cleaning things up, communicating, making the plays when they're there so that when you play against USC, you can have a really good game. But you need to go through games to go and get things cleaned up. In this case with Payton Salter, my man got 1 start, got a half a start in game 2, and was benched in game 3. And that's not enough. For Payton Salter, he's already thrown for over 260 yards. I think it was 261, which is not a lot of yards.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 touchdown through the air, 0 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns. Let him build off of that. And now he has to kind of get back in the mix. But in the back of his head, it's like if I mess up and I go out there and throw an interception, they may bench me already.
Yeah, no, it's a good point about the non-conference serving as a runway to fine-tune who you are and well, in this case, discover who you are before Big 12 play truly matters. Now, unfortunately, that window has closed because that was the first Big 12 game last week with Houston. But you still, even if you maybe weren't overreactionary, Salter goes through the Houston experience, goes through the Delaware experience all by himself, and builds a little bit of continuity with these guys that are all new to him. That window is closed. That opportunity is missed here. Will anyone else but Salter throw a pass on Saturday night?
No. Payton Salter needs to be the guy moving forward. The only guy that should step in is Juju when things get ugly. If things get ugly this year and you're ready to move on and start looking towards the future, then Juju should play. Other than that, you stick with Payton Salter.
I agree.
You win with him, you lose with him. You try to get to at least 6 games to go bowling. If not, get to 6 or 7, 8. That would be great. We'll see. But Caden Salter, who you started the year off with, Coach Prime, he needs to be your quarterback moving forward, instill that confidence back in him, and let his teammates rally around him so that they can have success. You got to find an identity. It starts with the quarterback and knowing who the quarterback is going to be every single Saturday or Friday.
Well, I don't know about that last one, who it's going to be every single Saturday, but I agree with you that Caden Salter will be the only quarterback that plays on Saturday night. Do you think Ryan Staub attempts one more pass the rest of the season?
The rest of the season, if Caden Salter or Juju gets hurt,
No,
Ryan
well,
Staub.
not
No,
injury related.
No, he's not. His time has came and went.
I agree.
Like that was a little experiment, a feel-good story. It was great for him to get the experience, but he's going to be on the sideline hand signaling, and that's just how it is.
Yep. But
That's just the way it is.
Well, I think he's got some eligibility left to maybe transfer after here, but maybe he won't. You know, he had a cool moment at CU, and he'll have that for the rest of his life. But yeah, I think his there's not going to be one passing attempt non-injury related from Ryan Staub moving forward. Really interesting comments. All right, and I'm sure someone out there, and whether it's a Buff diehard or alumni who may hear what they want to hear or think that I'm starting trouble or something like that. But
I don't think the alumni are going to tell you that.
Well, put a pin in that. Deion Sanders goes out last week and sort of not belittles the media, but like does the whole, he's asked about a solidified quarterback and he totally dismisses the notion and actually says, like, what is a solidified quarterback? I have time today. What is it? What does that mean? I don't see solidified. Like what are you guys talking about? The next week, yesterday, he's asked about identity. And it's the same sort of sequence where he's asking the media, and we're not going to play it because it's just too long, both of these clips, but you guys can go find them. I'm sure you've already heard them. What is identity? What does that mean? I don't care what our identity is, as long as we win. Like, what does that really mean? Who has identity? Same sort of style as a solidified quarterback question. So today, the coordinators are speaking, and the coordinator, and I want to say his name right, Brett Bartolone, the wide receivers coach, I believe he was also the offensive coordinator at Jackson, so he's been with Deion for a bit. This was so interesting, the way that the coach chose to answer the question about how the Buffs' offense, the lack of efficiency, and this is what he said.
I think we're an offense that should be able to run the ball. I think we're an offense that should be able to throw the ball. I think we should be able to put together a plan that maximizes the skill sets that our receivers have. And we have a great receiving core. Those guys, they could go up, they can make plays. Our offensive line is mean. They're nasty. We should be able to run the ball. We should be able to protect. Again, comes down to execution.
So Drew put the wrong clip on here. Oh God, we don't have time right now.
Oh yeah, but he took a baby shot even within this when it comes to the offensive coordinator.
Yes, we will get it's just human error. Drew's trying to balance a bunch of things on his hand on his hands right now.
I'll get the build out later.
But that same coach, Brett Bartolone, said when asked about the inefficient offense, said we need to find an identity. It starts with a solidified quarterback. Dude, just being real, I have to tie half of my brain behind my back to think that coach accidentally, in the same response, stumbled totally coincidentally. Oh, you have it, Dante? Go ahead and fire that. We'll go a minute longer.
Again, execution. Like, we got to find our identity as an offense, who we are as an offense. Us coaches have to find that, and we have to get that out of our players. We got to solidify the quarterback position, right, and make sure he's comfortable and do things that maximize his skill sets. Once we find that, and I feel like we're truly on track in doing that, then we're going to be in a much better place.
You tell me.
Oh, come on. Solidified quarterback. Something that you do need in order to have success in this league. College football, we talked about it. Identity. That's all we talk about on this show is identity. Who are you? What are you good at? And then also it's about, hey, the coaching staff too. the coaching staff, as a coaching staff, what's our identity? Game planning. Are we on the same page? I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Me too.
During these meetings.
Me too.
These coaching staff meetings of like how they're putting together these game plans, how they interact with each other. When things don't go right, how do they talk to each other? All that matters because it trickles on down to your team as well, because we all listen as players. We listen. Coaches get so glued in and so together with their players that they start to talk to each other too and tell like what's going on upstairs.
Sure.
So you're all in this together. That's right. But find your identity and you move from there.
I'm just trying to see Deion's reaction when he hears his former coordinator and wide receivers coach talk about the things that they need to find are the same two things, specifically identity and solidify of all the solidified quarterback. That's the two verbiages that you used that were a point of contention these last 10 days. Very interesting. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Okay, what exactly is on the line for the Broncos this weekend? And there's an early trend developing for Bo Nix that we also need to keep an eye on. That's next.
The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
There are a lot of issues. I mean, think about it. All three levels of the defense struggled mightily. Up front, the linebackers, the secondary. I mean, name me a Bronco defender that had a good game.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs. loss of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Rich Lawn. Fall is coming soon. That means 2 things, football and keeping my lawn healthy and beautiful. How do I do that? An application of Colorado-made Rich Lawn Pro Rich Winterizer in September helps my lawn recover from the heat and stress of summer, keeps it greener longer into the fall, builds a strong root system, and provides green up earlier in the spring. So, be like me and have the best stinking lawn in your neighborhood. Get Pro Rich Winterizer today at your favorite garden center. Tell them Mark sent you. Visit richlawn.com to find a dealer near you.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
One hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a hump day.
That's where we're going to be a little more slick with it, Zach. Like, quicker than Caden Salter getting his job back.
I did that yesterday. I did something like that yesterday.
We didn't know Caden Salter was going to actually be the starting quarterback.
Well, I said quicker than CU changes quarterbacks. You can't.
That's different.
No. You got to know.
You got to know the timing, huh?
When to hold them, when to fold them. Just case by case.
Yeah, perfect timing. I got you.
Perfect timing, just like my shirt yesterday. All right. What exactly, Phil, is on the line for the Broncos this weekend? And there's an early trend developing for Bo Nix that we need to keep an eye on. We're going to get to both of those things here in a second, but practice just wrapped up for the Broncos, and I just want to pass along. Dre Greenlaw, once again, did not practice. All right, so this is not resolving itself anytime soon.
This is week 3?
Yeah.
So week 3, I'm wondering why they didn't place Dre Greenlaw on IR if
good question.
He may not be back for the next week, because IR usually you have to stay. I mean, once you hit IR, you're done for 4 weeks.
Correct.
Well, this is a situation, a scenario where, hey, Evan Ingram may not play obviously this week, and then next week he probably won't play.
We said Evan Ingram
or Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah,
Dre Greenlaw
yeah.
may not play next week either. Well, that would be 4 weeks. You might as well put him on IR and elevated another young linebacker so that they can get their time.
This just tells me, I'm glad you brought that up, because this just tells me this is taking longer than the Broncos thought. Because if, like, you're right, that's an easy thing to do. You want to know what? Let's just take it slow. You're not ready. Let's shut you down. Let's take the expectation out of it. No one's expecting to see you for the first month of the season. But they didn't take that route. And just with deduction skills, that leads me to believe that they thought he could be back for Sunday's game against the Chargers. And look, it's not good. It didn't start good. He came back. Chapter 2 wasn't good. Here we're into the season. It's just not good. So
Chapter 2 wasn't good. Chapter 3 is not looking good.
I don't know what else to say about it. There's nothing. There's nothing new.
You can say. There is nothing you can say. Dre Greenlaw, at some point, he is going to have to get his butt on the field, but he's going to have to be healthy. Until then, Justin Sternad, Alex Singleton, whoever else is up, you guys have to play good football. You guys are going to have to play ball. When it comes to tackling, when it comes to covering the slot, the tight ends, the running backs, if we're going to have a successful season, if the defense is going to take the next jump and be number one in the league, it starts with your inside linebacker stopping the run and being able to be sticky with coverage.
Well, so that's the latest on Dre Greenlaw. There is no news. It just remains the same. Evan Ingram also did not practice. And it ain't good. It ain't good. I mean, we're just having the conversation about Ingram, how he has been unproductive through 2 weeks.
We don't know if it's still the bruise.
Do not know. Do not know. Is that surprising to you that he had the bruise in game number 1?
Yeah.
Played in game number 2, and here we are the Wednesday ahead of game number 3, didn't practice.
You know, I'm not going to say it's surprising because anything can happen in these games. Literally, Zach, there was a time where I thought I felt good. And the next day, I woke up and my knee swelled up on me. And so you just don't know what's happening. In these injuries are going to be different, and you're being hit every single play. It's a physical sport. So you just don't know. Now, I'm going to be a little bit more concerned if we don't hear about Evan Ingram tomorrow during Thursday's practice, which is usually pass-heavy day. Red zone, third down. So if Evan Ingram's not out there on a Thursday, then it's like, hey, like Friday, you're going to go through Fast Friday and then play Sunday. That's hard to believe, but it will, it's something that could happen no matter what. But Thursday's going to be a big key. But Evan Ingram showing up as a no-show, so showing up but not showing up, you're in the building but not practicing, I mean, it's concerning. We're only in week 3.
Right. And it's been way below expectation in the actual games of 1 and 2. So, all right, that's the latest situation on those two fronts, Greenlaw and Ingram. Both not great news. We'll get another chapter in these stories tomorrow. What exactly is on the line for the Broncos this weekend? Like, what would the concernometer be if the Broncos lost this game? Like, out of 10. 10, the season's over. 1, you're asleep in bed.
I'm going to go with the 5 because it's an AFC matchup. It's your division. If you want to win the division, you have to beat the Chargers. You have to beat the Raiders. You have to beat Kansas City. But because you do play them twice and you're going on the road, you know that you have a little bit of leeway. So if you drop this game, of course, it's like, guys, what are we doing? We dropped the ball. We dropped the ball against the Colts, another AFC team. You dropped the ball. Now, if that's the case with the Chargers, what's going on now? Now you can't drop it again. You have to be able to split with the Chargers if you want to win this division. The ultimate goal is winning the division. The ultimate goal is getting back to the playoffs, but having home field advantage so that it's easier for you to try to get to a Super Bowl, right? We're talking about Super Bowl. You have to be able to beat good teams in the division.
You and Sean are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Don't forget those conversations leading up to the season.
I'm not forgetting.
There was someone who was trying to keep us sober here.
There's
say
that one, huh?
We're triple jumping past where the Broncos actually are all the way to a Super Bowl.
We don't know if we're triple jumping or not yet.
No, we don't. You're right.
Look at you jumping the gun.
You're right. You're right.
I just know that you're not on this train, huh?
No, you're right. I am not on the Broncos are going to go in the Super Bowl train. Correct. I do not have a ticket for that.
You're not getting one.
Well,
Oh, no, we'll see. You're not getting a ticket. How important is this game, Zach?
I mean, it's massive. It's massive. But if they lose it, the season isn't over. You'll be 3 games in. You'll be 1 and 2 with an opportunity to get to 2 and 2 against Cincinnati. But that's through the lens of making the playoffs. If you are talking about winning the division, and obviously I'm giving you a hard time about the Super Bowl talk, but like legitimately, like winning the division was a real conversation here and still is a real conversation. Man, if the Chargers are 3-0 with 3 wins over the Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos, I mean, that's
the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Broncos, the division.
And just take one, pluck, each win from your divisional rival, like as the season's getting started.
That's a team's dream.
Yeah.
That's a team's dream. So in order for us to win the division now, of course, we have to handle the Chargers, but we have to stay healthy. That's something that we're not doing a good job of as of right now, Zach, is having a team that's just fully healthy. Dre Greenlaw, haven't seen him yet. Evan Ingram, although he has played, he's non-existent. He's not there. We don't know how long it's going to last with J.K. Dobbins, especially if he starts to get more of a workload, because that's what it's looking like it's gearing up to be. J.K. Dobbins getting 18 to 20 carries this next week.
Maybe so.
So it's one of these things where, one, you have to stay healthy. Two, the quarterback play has to be a little bit better during crunch time situations.
Agreed. And the players who are healthy need to play better. Sean Payton needs to coach better. Like, they need to stop the run. They need to stop the pass. The inside linebackers were targeted 6 times on Sunday. The Colts went 6 for 6 for 126. Like, they just need to play better.
I mean, if we're gonna if we're gonna tell everybody to step up, VJ, he needs to step up his game when it comes to adjusting.
Wow, didn't think you had it in you.
Whew. Rizzy, where are you at? Oh, don't sit down, Rizzy.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, what's going on with this special teams for 2 straight weeks? Big plays have been made or not made because of this special teams. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, so everyone across the board needs to figure it out and step up and become the best version of themselves. And if that doesn't happen, we'll come in here on Monday and the Broncos will be 1-2. The hype on this team got way, way, way over the top. And this is not a retroactive take. This was during the summer. It bothered the hell out of me that this is where this thing went.
What part of the hype?
Sean, he was
All right.
he was the conductor of the hype train. And so, like, you're talking Super Bowl and declaring this guy's going to be top 5 in the league in the next 2 years. It's just like, slow down. Actions over words. And I just, it's frustrating because it's just,
I mean, but
it's
but
not
we're
the way that I,
human.
no,
We're
yeah.
human. You know, like we get excited. Like,
I just thought there would be more poise in that department from a 17-year veteran. 18 years, excuse me.
Oh, he added a year.
And just so, because I'm frustrated what happened on Sunday. I was frustrated with the end of the first game. The Titans had the ball with a minute left with a chance to tie the game. The receivers couldn't catch the ball. I mean, I just, for insane decision making. And so,
I mean, but also you have to look at it like this too. Last year we started 0-2. We did not start fast. We finished strong, but we did not start fast.
Definitely.
This year we're 1-1. Better than 0-2. When the opportunity right in front of you to go into SoFi Stadium and beat the Chargers, who are on fire right now. Beat the Chargers, who Harbaugh has owned Sean.
He has.
And kind of turn things around where it's like, okay, everybody can calm down. I think everybody just needs that game where we're watching it and saying, okay, we're going to be just fine. Defense is playing well. Offense is playing well. Special teams is playing well. Oh, Sean's calling a good game. Vance Joseph is calling a good game. And it's going to happen at some point. But it can't sit here and linger on forever because you'll look up and now you have to win later on down the line. You're going to have must-win games if you don't handle business early here in this in the regular in the first part of the schedule.
Well, it's a big one. There's no doubt about it. What should we expect from the next 4-game sequence? The next 4 games for the Denver Broncos. We're looking at the schedule here. It is the Chargers on the road. It's Cincinnati at home. It's the Eagles on the road in Lincoln Financial. And then you're going overseas to England to play the Jets. If I offered you...
Oh, here we go already.
You're
a sick man.
If I offered you over the next 4 weeks, I'm being serious. If I offered you 2-2 in the next 4 weeks, would you take it? Or would you say, I'm refusing that deal, I'm going to roll the dice to try to go 3-1 or 4-0?
Well, hold up. You have to be a little bit more detailed. I'm going to ask you right here. Do I get to pick the 2 wins, or are you the one picking the win?
No, no, you're not picking the wins. You're not picking the wins.
Because that means something. Because you have 2 AFC teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's about winning the division.
Yep.
If it's up to me, I'm picking those 2 AFC teams that you beat. Eagles would be great to beat, but But we later on down the line, if we meet them in the Super Bowl, that's great. Notice I said Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that.
You're not taking 2 and 2.
No, I'm not taking 2 and 2. You know what? You already got me going already. This is something that usually we do week 8, Zach, and now we're doing it week 3. I'm not taking that.
And a part of the reason that we're doing it right now is because we identified when the schedule came out that this was going to be the toughest 3-game stretch, and I'm just adding another game on there.
No, I'm not taking it because, hey, look, at some point you have to beat the Chargers. Last year, you were not able to beat the Chargers at all. They swept you. If you are going to make some noise in the playoffs, you're going to have to win your division. You're going to have to compete in your division. So go into SoFi Stadium and beat the Chargers. You're getting ready to play Cincy, who does not have Joe Burrow. So let's just say you win the Chargers in Cincinnati. Okay, the Eagles is a tough team. Although the Eagles are not looking like the Eagles of last year, it's early, but it's still going to be a tough team on the road to beat. So, yeah, you may drop that game. But if you go, and it's London, right? You go to London and you play a Jets team that's trying to figure out their identity and you lose, we are going to have some issues because this team was put together to not just get back to the playoffs, but make noise. I'm on that hype train of, hey, trying to get to a Super Bowl. Why? Because on paper, during the offseason, on paper, this team looked unstoppable. But you have to go out there and do it. I am not settling for 2 and 2 right now. So I'm rolling the dice because the Denver Broncos have the team to win all 4 games if they play it right. But let's just say 3 and 1. Dang it.
All right. Obviously, that is attainable. All right. This team didn't forget how to play football. 3 and 1 is absolutely attainable, especially with the Joe Burrow factor. Right? It's going to be Jake Browning, who threw, I think, 3 picks last week. I think he threw 3 of them. So, in a reserve role. Okay.
Are you taking it? You're the one that usually you think things through and you pick things a la carte. Is that what you like to say? A la carte. You pick things a la carte. You taking this?
Man,
Going into week 3.
It's so tempting to say, no, I'll roll the dice. With the understanding that 2 of the 4 games are Cincinnati without Burrow and the New York Jets, who you should absolutely beat. Should absolutely beat the New York Jets. And by the way, you're right about Philly. They bleed. They are human. And for 2 weeks, I mean, they don't look like Philly of, well, I was going to say Philly of last year, but this time last year, Philly wasn't Philly. They were beefing in Philly.
Looks like they might be beefing again.
They could be. But this time last year, people were frustrated in Philly with Nick Sirianni. Remember, homeboy was reading the book. And I mean, so they turned into a juggernaut by season's end, but that could be a win. You know what, man?
He was reading the book. He was reading the book. A.J. Brown. Never seen that before.
I could guarantee myself the Broncos being 3 and 3 after 6, going into Giants week, hosting Russell Wilson, and then hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Which I may be at that game, that Dallas game.
You must have a suite.
No, I don't. I got a buddy, one of my best buddies in the whole world who I haven't seen in a couple of years. He's coming into Denver that weekend. I found out this morning, so we may go to that game. We're going to do Nuggets Suns the night before, for sure.
Ooh.
Did you get me hyped up enough to change my mind?
That's me. That's what I do. I hype people up. The hype man.
Only one of the next 4 games is in Denver. I would take 2 and 2 right now and guarantee myself a 3 and 3 record after 6 with everything possible still in front of me. I would. So we just disagree. That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
We're two different people. We disagree. I'm a little bit more conservative.
I don't get you.
I'm a little bit more conservative. I'm more of a mutual fund guy. You want to ride the stocks? You want to ride the Bitcoin?
I'm riding this because now I'm putting pressure on Sean.
Sure.
Like Sean has went out there that has done a lot of talking, got us all riled up. I'm one of them.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I'm listening
to
Sean. I'm listening to hey, this defense was really good last year. What they can look like a Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw whenever he shows up. He's a no-show. Bo Nix in year 2, and yet you're still being conservative when it comes to all this.
Well, I'm reacting to what my eyes are telling me. My eyes are telling me that this Broncos team still has quite a bit of ways to go to match this preseason hype. So, and speaking of Bo, by the way, real quick, let me just get this thought out of my head.
Get it out of your system. There was a song like that. Gotta get it out of my system. You know what you do to me.
I might have told the girlfriend that in college.
Oh, no.
I just can't be. I just got to go get this out of my system. I can't be with you right now. It's not fair.
I just can't.
I think the Broncos are actually going to go into Philly and win that game. I actually think they're going to go win that game. That's like the perfect type of NFL loss.
You're confusing me right now. Because
I know.
You say, hey, like
I know.
I'm looking at and I'm obeying my eyes, and right now they're just not good. Not good enough as of right now.
But you can say the same thing about Philly. There's something. They're still figuring things out over there too.
But also,
that would be.
See, this is where we have to watch out because Philly still played against Kansas City.
Totally.
Kansas City, although they're 0-2, they're not as bad as people are saying.
I agree.
So that's something that you also have to take into consideration when you're talking about Philly.
All right, I'm not taking the deal anymore. I'll roll the dice. I'm not taking the deal. I'm not taking the deal.
No.
You were right.
Off the table.
You were right. You were right. You were right. You were right.
And you're not on the Super Bowl train because you don't get a ticket to the Super Bowl.
Because if I think they can go beat the Eagles, and I think they can, why would I take 2-2? So for right now, I reserve the right to change my mind. I'm with you. I'll roll the dice.
Confused.
For right now.
Confused human being, huh?
How about Bo here? I want to get to this. Bo, when pressured this season, this is according to ESPN's Next Gen Stats, Bo Nix, when pressured this season, 4 of 11 for 21 yards, 2 interceptions. 4 of 11 for 21 yards with 2 interceptions. Bo Nix, when not pressured this season, 43 of 59 for 361 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
So it makes a little bit of sense. Hey, if you get pressure on any quarterback, it's going to speed up their process, and you're hoping that they make a mistake. Well, when Bo has been under pressure, whether somebody got to him or there was a blitz, Bo Nix panics, and then he's thrown into coverage. The thing is, teams are blitzing, but also playing zone on the back end. So now it's harder to see what's going on because it's not man-to-man. When it's man-to-man, you have an opportunity like you did the first drive with Marvin Mims, where Marvin Mims is able to beat his guy for a touchdown. When it's zone, that means you have 2 safeties over the top to help these cornerbacks out. And so now it's kind of hard and it's confusing, especially if they're disguising their zone man blitz packages and they're able to bring some pressure. So that's something that you're right. Keep an eye on when it comes to zone, and keep an eye on when Bo Nix is being pressured.
All right, here is Sean Payton from a few minutes ago talking, or really answering a question on if there is a commonality on defense, giving up so many points over the last 7 games or so. This is how he answered it.
I think, look, the one common theme, offensively or defensively, because it's a complementary game, as that game was unfolding, 2 weeks ago, we played in you would say, a low-scoring game. And now you may have gone into that game as a coach thinking, this is what I think it's going to be, but very quickly, then you understand how the game's unfolding, and last week was different. So to answer your question, look, they came out passing to throw. They did a good job getting rid of the ball quickly. Sure, there were a number of things we want to clean up, but I think the one thing would be if you looked at their yards per play on first down, that it becomes difficult when you're 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and that was one of the keys. Now, that being said, and this was one of the lessons that Parcells always taught me, sometimes in a high-scoring game, that's the way it's going. You've got to score enough. And then sometimes in a low-scoring game defensively, you've got to. And so he would look at it the opposite way. And I too look at that like, despite their output, we're in the red zone 2 different occasions where, we come back home with a different result. So some games move in a direction, and then if it's a higher scoring game, then offensively you've got to match. And if it's a lower scoring game, then defensively. So, there were a number of things, and I pointed it out on the Monday call, that you would look back on and say, all right, we have to get this cleaned up.
All right, he covered a lot of ground there in 1 minute and 44 seconds. One, we talked about this yesterday. He addressed first down. The Colts averaged 9.8 yards per on just first downs. That is almost impossible.
It's crazy
to
now,
reconcile.
Second down, you may take a shot. Third down, it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and so now it's easier to pick pick up the first down and keep the chains moving. That can't happen moving forward for this defense. This defense needs to force offenses to be in third and 5, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and they can do it, but they have to be disciplined. They have to play and communicate and be on the same page in order for that to happen.
The other thing, and I think it's so important because these coaches come into these games with the plan and their plan, and they worked on it all week. And then the game takes on like a different shape, and it's like you have got to be receptive to what is happening in front of you and not cling to your Monday through Saturday intentions and just react and adjust. And hopefully we have the coach here in Denver that can do that. But time will tell. Still, in year 3, time will tell.
Are you thinking of Sean in that situation, or are you thinking of like VJ?
Both.
Or just the
Both.
coaching staff. Just the coaching staff of, hey, you guys having to be able to react. Because as players, you have to too. Right? Like there's times where it's like things aren't going right. That play may not work, but what can we do? What can you control? Control the controllables. And that's going out there, finding ways to move the chains. That's going out there, giving Bo Nix more time. That's going out there, if you're Zach Allen, who's been paid a lot of money, making a play. And it's like, hey, I know this is not schemed up for me, but I'm going to make this play so that now it's 2nd and 15 instead of 2nd and 1. You have to do things like that. Players make plays, and players win games for you.
All right, you want to react to any of that? You can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. And Phil, let's not forget the coaching history between Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh as we head into a huge weekend for the Broncos. That's next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, Stokely here, and let me tell you, fall golf is the best golf Colorado has to offer, and it's not too late to get fully dialed in for the last few months of the season. At Embers Golf in Westminster, they're not just selling golf clubs, they're crafting a journey for golf lovers like you. It's a boutique-style shop, family-owned, with 2 hitting bays, all the major brands, and fully upgraded custom shafts. Come in for a full bag fitting. Trust me, there's nothing else like it around. Embers Golf, where your golf journey begins.
Peyton Manning here.
Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Winter and the holidays will be here before you know it. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the Colorado snow flies. Enjoy low-interest financing for 15 years, often better than your bank, with no prepayment penalty. Stay warm, boost your home's value, and pay less each month. Prices go up every year, so lock in your free quote today. Host the next game day party at your house. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I know you didn't plan to hear from me this early, but I'm tired of lugging this bowl full of jelly around. That's why me and Mrs. Claus are with Soda Weight Loss now. I'm losing 6 pounds a week. My knees are loving my results, and I'm keeping up with the elves again. And the wife, she's all about this healthier me. Keeps telling me I'm slaying.
Ready to slay all those holiday pictures? Get photo ready and join Soda Weight Loss right now. When you join, your partner joins for free.
With all the weight I've been losing with Soda Weight Loss, they're gonna have to make a whole new Santa suit for the big ride.
Real support and help from nutritionists who are just a call or text away. Take advantage of Soda Weight Loss's partner program. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, come off the top rope with it. 1.
All righty. Let's not forget the coaching history between Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh. These two coaches, one, they share the same agent. And this agent has 2 NFL clients. That's it.
And he had Tom Brady, too, when he was playing, correct?
Don Yee.
Don Yee.
He's got Sean Payton. He's got Jim Harbaugh. And also don't forget, I was called an idiot and crazy at the time, and the Broncos actually called me about my assertion that Denver actually wanted to hire Jim Harbaugh first, and at the 11th hour did fly to Ann Arbor and try.
Why is everybody always picking on you?
Well,
why is everybody always laughing at you, calling you an idiot?
Here's the thing. I know my phone rings with the Broncos.
Yeah, it rings.
That I'm on to something. And now, a couple years later, everyone just freely admits, well, they really wanted Jim Harbaugh first. At the time, I was on an island. Anyway, so there's the association with these two with that. So you have the agent, you have the initial target from the Broncos. But also, these two coaches have gone head-to-head 6 times. And Jim Harbaugh is 5-1 against Sean Payton.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a total whoop ass for Harbaugh, and it's not enough whooping ass for Sean. So Sean needs to turn that around this year. You cannot be swept by the Chargers for 2 straight years. You have to find a way to win. They're going to be tough games, but you have to have a good game plan going into this game. Red zone, a couple trick plays up your sleeve, special team wise. Be ready to make an explosive play. That's how you beat the Chargers. If not, Jim Harbaugh is going to have his way yet again.
Well, you remember this game last year. This was the, I can't believe this is true, even all these months later, when Sean Payton opted into the Thursday night game as a road team.
Come on, man.
You are at a historical disadvantage, and I forget what happened where the NFL was asking if you wanted to opt into it, and they did. And I couldn't believe it because the players after the game, remember they were talking about how hard it was being a Thursday night road game.
You don't want to play a Thursday night game. You wish, as a player, they would take it away. Just your body's not ready. You're playing this contact sport. You're playing this physical sport, and they're not ready to go. You're usually going to lose when you're the road team.
Dante, you remember why it happened?
I remember why they asked.
Yeah.
It was because they had already played a road Thursday night game, and you have to opt into a second one if they flex you into it.
Oh, because
You
they
have the
got
option.
flexed into it.
Yeah, they
That's
got
right.
flexed into it.
Right. But they had the option to say no. Sean Payton said yes. They go there. This is the game where he had run the ball on the play sheet. And what happened? In the first series of the game, they ran it. They went and scored a touchdown. They had 90 yards rushing in the first half and proceeded to run 7 times in the second half total. And if you also remember, this was the game where they mismanaged the end of the first half clock, where Sean Payton tried to throw it out of bounds, but they didn't kill enough time, and then they handed it off on 3rd down, and Jim Harbaugh immediately called timeout. They got the ball back, and I think it was Sternad who made contact with the punt returner or something.
It was Tremont Smith.
Tremont Smith, yes. And it was like the first time in 57 years that someone had a free kick. So they had a free kick to end the half and put points on the board. And then in the second half of the game, there were 2 different 4th downs on midfield. One was from the 50-yard line. The other one was from the 49. And Sean Payton, it was a 3-point game, and he punted it both times when all the analytics and football people were like, what are they doing? You go for that. So, yeah, he got roundly out-coached a year ago by Jim Harbaugh, and that's been the dynamic of these two coaches, 5-1.
Don't press, Sean. Don't. Make the right decisions. Know what you're going in with this game plan. Know what you want to do. And then all of a sudden, if something changes, be willing to change with it. Adapt, adjust, and win this game. Come on, Sean.
All right, next to the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, Michael Malone joining the NBA countdown crew for the entire upcoming season. You're going to have more of the Denver Nuggets ex-coach, championship coach, most all-time wins front and center on your TV this fall and winter, Phil.
Good for Malone. Still staying around the game. You know he wants to coach again. You know he'll get an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
He has so much knowledge. With this game is being able to shed that light and explain certain things to us. And hopefully, when it comes to talking about the Nuggets, it's not going to come off as bitter.
Right.
And I know that can be the case, especially when something's fresh. Something's fresh, you get fired, you move on, you're still upset. That can't be the case. And I don't think he will. I think he'll put his pride aside and be able to analyze and tell us really good things about the Nuggets.
Yeah, especially now that he's further from the actual sequence. So yeah, we'll see what it actually looks like. He was good on TV. That's what I will say. I mean, he is he could make that his career, truly, and never coach again. My guess is he's waiting for the perfect opportunity that makes the most sense for him with that recent championship equity. But more from Michael Malone on your TV this coming season.
1, 2, 3.
Phil, man, these quarterback injuries. Look at around the NFL. Heading just into week 3. Justin Fields out with a concussion. You're going to see your former teammate Tyrod Taylor. Brock Purdy, he's expected to miss this coming week with a toe injury. So more Mac Jones. Joe Burrow out with a toe of his own. You're going to see more Jake Browning. J.J. McCarthy out with an ankle. You're going to see Carson Wentz. Jaden Daniels questionable with a knee. You could see Marcus Mariota. Man, this is pretty extreme for this early in the season.
It is. But you know what? It's football. It can happen. You get hit or you move the wrong way, you're hurt. This is why you have to have a really good backup. This is why when people were out there were saying trade Jarrett Stidham, you don't do that.
No.
You need a quarterback that you can step in, win you a couple games. Yeah, he may not be the best quarterback out there. He may not win you all the games, but he can keep you afloat until your starter is back and ready to get back on that saddle and put himself back in that driver's seat. So this is why you keep Sparky, a.k.a. Jarrett Stidham.
I agree. Stidham is better than about half of these backups. Like, I'd rather have Stidham than Marcus Mariota. I'd rather have Stidham than Jake Browning. I'd rather have Stidham than Stidham or Carson Wentz.
Stidham.
Yeah?
Carson Wentz, the thing about Carson Wentz is, like, he's going to take a lot of risks. He's going to take a lot of risks, and for Jarrett Stidham, he's going to be a little bit smarter with the football.
Stidham or Mac Jones?
Jarrett Stidham. Give me Jarrett Stidham. Mac Jones, I mean, come on.
That's closer to me.
You just love Mac Jones. You have something in your heart for Mac Jones.
I have a soft spot. Or Stidham or Tyrod Taylor.
Ooh.
Those are around even.
Yeah. See, they're even. Like, very smart. They're not going to do a lot. They're not going to try to, like, take over the game. So yeah, they're even. But Jarrett Stidham is younger.
Yep.
So let's go with Jarrett Stidham.
All right. Hey, we got great news today about one of our favorite athletes in Denver sports. Details next.
Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
I never realized that this guy was so good run after the catch. Troy Franklin, flat out unbelievable job by him. It has been so impressive watching him take the jump from year 1 to year 2.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Is an IRS tax problem keeping you up at night? Join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free online workshop on Wednesday, September 17th. Todd will cover the 7 solutions to fix an IRS problem and get you on your way to having clarity and a plan with a licensed professional guiding your way. In this free workshop, he'll cover things like when will the taxes expire? It's actually possible this could just go away. You'll learn the IRS program to permanently settle your debt for less than you owe and several other important answers that will help you take control of your IRS problem. Todd will teach you what you need to know to get out of debt with the IRS for good and build a future you can be proud of. Don't pass up this free workshop with a licensed professional with 30 years of IRS resolution experience. Reserve your spot now by calling 303-753-6040.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Rich Lawn. Fall is coming soon. That means 2 things: football and keep my lawn healthy and beautiful. How do I do that? An application of Colorado-made Rich Lawn Pro Rich Winterizer in September helps my lawn recover from the heat and stress of summer, keeps it greener longer into the fall, builds a strong root system, and provides green up earlier in the spring. So be like me and have the best stinking lawn in your neighborhood. Get Pro Rich Winterizer today at your favorite garden center. Tell them Mark sent you. Visit richlawn.com to find a dealer near you.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, today, this is pretty exciting. Today was Avs Media Day. We are right around the corner from the puck dropping for the Colorado Avalanche season and the tip-off of the Denver Nuggets season.
Wow, man, it's already here.
I could not be more excited.
Now, although they're scars, they're always going to be visible.
Oh, yeah.
Are they healed?
No.
No.
Let's talk about that here in 10 seconds. Guys, Friday, just a heads up, Friday, we are heading to Golden for a Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to be live from Buffalo Rose from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light is going to be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos-Bengals Monday Night Football, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. You do not need to be 21 to be at the Buffalo Rose from 2 to 6 p.m. on Friday. We had a great experience with a capital G last year in Golden. And would love to see you on Friday. Okay, we got great news today about one of our favorite athletes in Denver sports. It's Gabe Landeskog. This is Jared Bednar earlier today on where things stand with Gabe.
He's feeling great, so he'll be full go, and I think we just have to monitor that and make our decisions like in the moment. Like if he has any soreness or anything's going on with him and he needs a day here and there off for practice or even games, and then we'll do that. Like we're looking at big picture stuff here for Landy, get him through the full entire season, have him feeling good so he's available come the stretch run and hopefully playoffs. And
he goes on a couple more seconds, but the meat of what you need to know is what you just heard. Gabe Landeskog is full go.
He's ready.
There's no restrictions. Now, if stuff comes up, some soreness, all that stuff, he goes to the head coach just like any other player would. But for what we know right now, no restrictions for Gabe.
Well, and this is great. This is something that we talked about for Gabe last season, where it's like, hey, he's going to have a full offseason to heal up mentally, physically, get his legs stronger than it was even last year, and then get to be around his teammates and truly start from the start. From the first time he steps foot on the ice, it's going to be with his teammates, not with a trainer rehabbing on the side. So it's good to see that. Now, of course, there may be a couple times where it gets sore. And this is where, for someone like Landy, you have to be honest.
Yeah.
And sometimes for players, and especially hockey players that are tough, you don't want to accept that, hey, I might have to sit out for a few days or maybe a game, but we need him for the full season. And if not, it's like, dude, all this hard work you're putting in will be for nothing if you push on something that you can just take a couple of days off and be ready to go again.
I know someone might disagree with this following take, but I would be incredibly conservative with him for the first couple months of the season. I would not play him.
But what does that look like?
You're not playing second night of a back-to-back, or it's matchup dependent where you may not play the first night of a back-to-back because you might have had one day off in between. You can give him 2 days and then play in the second night. I would just, look, this has been such a road. This has been such a road. And this dude is about to embark on his first regular season in close to working on a half decade here. So I would just proceed with caution. It's super exciting. And I know you remember this. When this cat came back, he was one of the 3 best players on the ice after not playing in years.
Insane.
I want to make sure that dynamic is existent in the playoffs. And so I would just be careful with them. That's all.
Oh, definitely, and definitely for this season, like we know that this team is ready to go. We know this team is loaded, but we got to get through the regular season, and we have to get through the regular season healthy, so that when we do get to the postseason, everybody is ready to play. Everybody is available and firing on all cylinders, so we can get past the first round. We got to get past the first round this year, or it's going to be bad for a lot of people in that building.
You are not kidding, and so it feels like, in a lot of ways, look, it was a nightmare the way that things ended last year. Like, truly, like a nightmare that I still cannot believe happened. Okay? I still can't believe it happened. Against that team and that player and that period and that coach.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
No, you can't. You can't. But it feels like post-trade deadline, it felt like all things were possible after they retooled the roster. I think the Avs are going to be an absolute wagon just a year after, or not even a year, maybe 7 months after we thought that wagon was going to be post-trade deadline.
Why so? Because I'm with you on it. Like I agree. Like you have everybody that you acquired that you decided to keep. Now they have a full year, a full season, a full off season in camp with this team, which is going to do wonders for them, and just the chemistry and understanding what Jared Bednar once done. Understanding if you're Netches and you're on the line, you're on the first line with Nate Dogg, like understanding each other a little bit more.
Yep.
Like it matters, building up. It matters with that chemistry, and it starts the week 1, and it starts during camp.
And I know you remember the stat, but it bears repeating as we're getting ready to embark on a new 2025 season. 9 of the 12 times in NHL history where a team retooled their roster to the degree that the Avalanche did, where half of the roster at the start of the postseason was different, 50% different than it was when the puck dropped in game number 1. 9 of the 12 times that has happened in NHL history, those teams have lost in the first round. So now it's like, okay, you took your medicine from the historical standpoint, and it stung, and it was gashing and all that, but now you have this same crew What does it look like over the course of a season, in addition to all the stuff that you just said about being synchronized and knowing where you're going to be and all that stuff? It was one of the newcomers, I forget who it was, maybe Charlie Coyle, said he brought his wife to
it was Charlie.
Avs banquet and forgot half of the names of his teammates because it was still just all so new. And the NHL has the latest trade deadline in all of sports, so the shortest runway to get that thing
Chemistry
homogenized.
moving,
Yeah. So, also the Netchus conversation. It's going to be relevant until it's not.
Our guy.
1 year left on the contract. You're in the same situation that you were last year with Mikko, and how this thing unfolds, I find fascinating. So at 5:30, we're going to have this conversation. Will Peterson was at Media Day. He'll come in here. We'll recap all these conversations. But we are just getting ready to get started on another journey here with the Avs. So let's go. All right. Will the Broncos' run game have a wrinkle in it at some point soon? I want to talk about why next.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/21/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intro line applied via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data and service series. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Q1 to Q2 2025.
Brandon Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's orchard.com. Orchard.com.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And last year, I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code from our friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much, they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season, so I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos!
Prime Big Deal Days are coming October 7th and 8th. Save up to 40% on items you've been eyeing. It's the perfect time to shop and save big.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I got to be real, man. That Avalanche conversation could have lasted 25 minutes. There is so much meat on that bone, and I know we're in the middle of football season, and there'll be a time and place, but I am freaking fired up for this coming season for Nuggets and Avs because I can't decide, literally, who I'm more bullish on between the two teams. It'll probably be the Nuggets, but not by much.
Man, I don't know. The Avs have everything. They have everything and more. The coaching staff back. All right, they're solidifying that spot. They got their top dogs back, and a lot of them are healthy. Now, we understand that there's a couple that are hurt, but this is going to be one of these years where you just can't wait until regular season's over for the Avs and Nuggets so that you can get back to the postseason and get back to where we belong, and that's holding up championship trophies and cups.
Well, we'll see, man. We will see. We're going to be here before you know it. We're just about a month out. We're just about a month out for both teams. So, all right, shifting gears. Back to Broncos. Hey, so looking at the run game, and I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday, in a game of this magnitude against a divisional opponent, and given the fact that, and this plays less into it than it just being a big game and you don't want to go to 1-2, but it's also a J.K. Dobbins revenge game against his former team.
It is.
Does that stuff come into play when you're game planning and this guy's like, dude, like, yo,
oh yeah,
you know what time it is?
Most definitely. I mean, like for JK, and JK has said it when he first got here that like he can't wait to play the Chargers because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes I think that went on with that where they were holding his rights. Remember that where the Chargers were holding JK's rights.
Yes, good memory.
And not letting him go, and that kind of hindered him from honestly going out there and maybe being picked up earlier because of that.
Yeah, that first wave.
Yeah, that first wave. So for JK, he probably has a lot of animosity towards the Chargers and what he feels like was done to him was bad. Like they did him dirty, and so now he wants to go into SoFi Stadium, which he's played a lot. He's been in there. He's made some big-time plays in that stadium. And he wants to inflict harm on the Chargers, saying, like, you guys messed up by not keeping me and paying me, and now this is what you get.
Do you think he will shoulder the load once again?
J.K. Dobbins is our number one running back moving forward. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to get at least 17, 18, maybe 20 carries this game. Sean needs to stick with the run and stick and trust that J.K. Dobbins can do it. Now, J.K., don't slam that ball on the ground.
Yeah, no spiking the ball, please.
No, we
do
don't
it when you're in the
that.
end zone.
Now, you can do the eat. Like, yo, feed me. Like, I like that. Don't spike it. Do your dance once you get in the end zone like you just said, Zach.
He had a little dance with Miners going there
He did.
last week. I don't know what that was.
A river dance.
R.J. Harvey, 6 carries week 1. You thought it could go up 10, 11, 12 week 2.
Yeah.
It went down. Where do you think this coaching staff is with R.J. Harvey in a game of this magnitude, the first divisional game of the year?
R.J. Harvey is going to have game plan runs. All right, some pullers right in front of him, getting him to the outside, a couple screens this game. But for RJ, he's going to have to show this coaching staff he's ready to go by busting off another one. It doesn't have to be a 50-yard run. But like JK did against the Colts, the first play of the game was an 18-yard run. When RJ gets his opportunity, which he will get the opportunity, make that into a 10-yard run. a 7, a 10-yard run, maybe a 15-yard run. Like, show this coaching staff that you're ready to go. And then when you get up, look at them. I used to do that all the time, Zach. Get a big-time run and look at them. Like, don't take me out. Like, I'm ready to go. Feed me the ball again. Stop messing around with my time, and let's roll. And RJ needs to do that exact same thing. Like, show his presence. Let his presence be felt that he's going to be here and he's ready to be explosive. And it starts with running inside like he did against the Tennessee Titans. Run inside, get out, bust for a long one.
Is there a role for Jaleel anytime soon?
My man Jaleel. Jaleel's going to have to play this waiting game because of his style of play. Like, he runs really, really well. He can, and he can bust one if it's in the open field. Obviously, it's obvious that the staff doesn't trust Jaleel pass blocking, and that's why he's sitting there as the fourth-string running back. Jaleel's just going to have to buy time because something will shake for him, an injury or an opportunity just because someone like Tyler Bidet doesn't take advantage of it.
Sure.
But for Tyler Bidet, he needs to continue to pick up these blitzes, continue to catch out of the backfield. I don't see Tyler Bidet's role increasing. It doesn't need to. If R.J. Harvey's role is not increasing, Tyler Bidet's role shouldn't increase because Tyler Bidet is there to pass block and do 2-minute drill. For R.J. Harvey, you got to get him going a little bit more. He's a second-round draft pick.
All right. We're still in the gathering of information stage of the season, and
how do you feel about? Let me ask you. How do you feel about R.J. so far?
Man,
honest truth.
It's a bit of a mixed bag because if he doesn't have that 50-yard run week 1, it's pretty underwhelming.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I screamed from the mountaintops that the run game needed to find ways to be more explosive. And he's played 2 games. And so 6 plus 5 is 11.
11, yeah.
So he's got 11 carries, and one of them went for 50. But in the most recent setting, 5 carries, the longest run was 3. And what did he average, 1.3?
Yeah,
I think it was,
like 1.8.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so I really don't know. Honestly, like, I wish I had a more conclusive answer to it. It's still foggy and out of focus. It's because it's been, hey, I saw the one time what I've been hoping to see, but the other times it's been like, man,
it's just not been there.
No.
It's either been an explosive play or it's been 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, pretty much.
But also it's like about giving him more opportunities to show that he can do it or he cannot do it.
I just don't know if this is the week for that.
That becomes the issue, and the problem is, do you want to mess around with it? Do you want to mess around with this rookie and establishing him, or do you want to win this game and go with someone like JK, who you know that if he gets enough carries, he'll go for 100 yards. He should have had 100 yards, and we're talking about JK Dobbins, last week. It could be this week could be the week if you buckle down, you do some creative run game planning, and get J.K. Dobbins really getting downhill. J.K. could probably go for 100 yards this game if you let him.
Well, it is too early to be looking at a pro rating or extrapolating numbers. But that being said, Dobbins is on pace to be the first 1,000-yard rusher since this guy out of Boulder. So we'll continue to, again, just gather information on what this room is going to be. I have a feeling the heightened importance of this football game, it's going to be like heavy dose of JK. Heavy dose of J.K. Dobbins. Like if you said over under 17.5 carries, I would take the over.
Heavy dose of J.K. and you're not just kidding.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Look at you. All right. Here is Sean Payton on this week. If it brings more importance now that the Chargers have already 2 divisional wins in their pocket.
I think, look, division games are important because if you are able to win one, then your division opponent loses one. And I can't do the analytics or the math, but, ultimately it's an AFC opponent. It's our first opportunity to play a division team. And a team that's playing well. So I don't think it changes in preparation. Both teams probably are a little bit more familiar with each other, scheme and personnel-wise. But certainly the division games are really important.
It almost feels like they count as 2, right?
Oh, they definitely do. I mean, it's a division game. You win one of those, like you're closer to helping yourself win that division. You win both of them, you sweep them. You don't have to worry about one team. Now you worry about two other ones. Like these are so important. And now for someone like Sean, he may not put it out there to the media like this is a must-win game, but I guarantee you in those meeting rooms, he's telling his team, guys, this is important. This is important because it's a division game, not just because it's the next game on the schedule. It's a division game, and we have to find a way to have home field advantage this year if we want to get to our aspirations is winning a Super Bowl. If you want to get to a Super Bowl, you got to win the division.
Chargers would have basically the biggest early lead through 3 weeks in NFL history if they win this football game. We talked about it yesterday. I've never seen a team start their season with 3 divisional games in a row.
Yeah,
that's so unusual.
Crazy.
And if they sweep that 3-game sequence, I mean, there is no, like in the literal sense, there's no better divisional lead through 3 weeks in the history of the sport. So it's a big one on Sunday. There's no doubt. And after 2 games here, Phil, Broncos country is asking a bunch of different versions of the same question. And we'll talk about that question coming up next.
Should a new adjective be used to describe the Broncos defense?
This defense that everybody was raving about all offseason. Oh, this could be the best defense in the NFL. This could be a historic defense. Let's retire that for a while. This defense is overrated. They got exposed as being overrated.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
It's next man up in Boulder as Coach Prime and the new look Buffs return to action at Folsom Field. Tickets are on sale now, so get loud and cheer on CU as the Buffs battle for a Big 12 title. Tickets are still available for the Buffaloes' home matchups against BYU, Iowa State, Arizona State, and more. Lock in your seats by visiting CUBuffs.com/tickets or by calling 303-492-8282. Join the action of another exciting season at Folsom Field with your Colorado Buffaloes.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, Rocks, Heating and Air.
This is Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. If you've struggled with weight loss, it's time for something real. We use GLP-1 medications from licensed U.S. pharmacies at full strength, never from unknown or online sources. Your program is overseen by a real doctor with in-clinic care and telemedicine options. Best of all, we're offering a free consultation so you can get started risk-free. Experience real weight loss results for under $300 a month. Visit DenverRegen.com to book your free consult. That's DenverRegen.com.
If you've been living on credit cards just to cover groceries, gas, and bills, you know those interest rates are brutal. Why keep paying 20% or more to the banks when you could call my friends at American Financing? They have mortgage rates in the 5s, and they are showing people every day how to keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket. Right now, American Financing is helping homeowners save an average of $800 a month by using their equity to wipe out high-interest debt with no upfront fees, no obligation, and just a 10-minute call to a salary-based mortgage consultant. And here's the kicker. If you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments, putting even more cash in your hands right away. Don't wait. Call American Financing now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
Change is always happening. Hey, it's part of life, and when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. But no matter how things change in 5 years, there's one thing that'll stay the same: the price of your internet. Xfinity is introducing the 5-year price guarantee. It means you'll get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's Fall Football Sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
After 2 football games, Broncos country is asking a bunch of different versions of the same question. And that question is, where the heck is this Joker we heard so much about? You know, we referenced this on a Monday and just reacting to the game, but really haven't spent yet this week some dedicated time on talking about what is going on with this Evan Ingram situation. 33 total yards in 2 games, 6 total targets. For all the hype about this Joker role, not really materializing. Got to turn your mic on to do radio.
Look, I have a bad hand. I'm trying to press right here. You could help me out.
No excuses. Do your job.
The song that was just playing, like, I don't want to be a player no more. Well, in this case, I want to see a player some more. I want to see Evan Ingram more on that football field. And for that to happen, Sean Payton has to let it happen. There's too many personnel groupings going in and out of this game. There's too many times that we're watching the offense and you're seeing Adam Trotman and Lucas Kroll line up at tight end and Evan Ingram's with us sitting there watching the game. That can't happen when we're talking about a Joker. We're talking about a guy that Sean raves about, a guy that Sean says, hey, you need in order to have success in his offense is the Joker. And yet Evan Ingram's not able to really get going. I do understand that the first game with Evan Ingram, it was a little shaky because he got injured. But then he played in the second one. So there are no excuses why you wouldn't get Evan Ingram going in the second game if he's going to be out there. It was a bruised calf, not a strain. So when I'm out, I'm on the couch and I'm evaluating it or I'm watching film after the game, I want to see Evan Ingram get going more. More of the routes, having him get across the field. More slant routes. More times of like, hey, we're creating opportunities and creating plays just for him so that he can get his confidence and so we can see him stretch the football field and use his athletic ability to keep the chains moving.
Well, to make plays, Phil, you have to be out on the football field. And Ingram, believe it or not, has been on the field through 2 games, just 2 games, but that's all we have to react to, guys. He has been on the field for 38% of the offensive snaps. Compare that to a season ago playing 72% of the snaps in Jacksonville. Now he's down to just 38%. Adam Troutman, meanwhile, is playing 60% of the snaps and is the starter for the Broncos, which is wild. I just did not forecast that. I mean, in the middle of the summer, if I went up to you at training camp as we're watching Evan Ingram, I said, you know Troutman's going to be the starter, right?
I'd tell somebody to get you out of here. Say, get him out of here. This is not my partner. I don't know who this is. He's possessed.
And it's not particularly close. 68% of the snaps compared to 60%. Lucas Kroll's at 23%. That means by the numbers, Ingram is closer to Lucas Kroll's snap count than he is Troutman's. But what's crazy is, according to Pro Football Focus, Evan Ingram still had the 3rd highest total of snaps on routes run of any Broncos pass catcher. But as you pointed out earlier in the show, that only means that it's a total tell when he's in the game. That when he's out there, it's a passing play. And that's, predictable.
It's very predictable, and he's not the only player that when they go out there, it's like, hey, it's a pass. Tyler Baday's the exact same way. When Tyler Baday's in the game, it's probably an 80% chance it's a pass. When
right.
Evan Ingram's in the game right now, it's a 70% chance it's a pass. And I do understand when you watch film on Evan Ingram, he is not a really good blocker, but he's serviceable, and you need to find a way to keep him out there, even if it's with Adam Troutman. Adam Troutman blocks his ass off. He deserves to be out there because he can block in the run game. But also, when Adam Troutman's out there, it's either going to be a 70% chance of running the ball or it's play action. So at some point, we have to mix and match this so that you don't have a defense that's antennas goes up when Evan Ingram gets in the game and says, okay,
right,
let's stop Evan Ingram because it's a pass, and let's stop Cortland Sutton and take those two away and force them to lean on Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, which are okay options. Don't get me wrong. Troy Franklin had a phenomenal game. Hopefully he can build off of that. But I want to get the number 1 tight end and the number 1 receiver going. What's going on, Sean? Like last year with Bo Nix, you were excited and you couldn't help yourself for throwing over 40 times in a game. When Sean loves something, he's going to stick with it. Well, this is your Joker, Sean. This is what you've been waiting for, what you've been looking for. And yet he's barely on the football field.
Right.
Something has to give. Like, something has to make sense. Evan Ingram, when you're out there, make people miss. When it comes to route running, your route running ability, get open. But also with Sean, it's like be creative with your scheme to scheme him open so that he can get involved, so he can get the confidence, and so that Bo Nix can start trusting Evan Ingram a lot more than he has in the first 2 games.
Unfortunately, Phil, we found out about an hour ago or so that Evan Ingram did not practice today. So take that for what it is. Also, Dre Greenlaw, another day passes, and he also did not practice. Sean Payton was asked about if they expected Greenlaw to be practicing by now, and why didn't they go the IR route? This is what Sean Payton said.
We felt like he's kind of on our schedule, and look, we spend time on it. Because it's a little nebulous relative to the injury, and that's all I'll say.
So not much. Not much.
Did he have another setback?
He might have.
You know how those soft tissue injuries are. Like it keeps pulling and pulling and pulling, and
correct.
It gets weaker and weaker. But the longer Dre Greenlaw sits out of practice, like at this point, he's not practicing. So you're out of shape. And then you're going to throw him into a game full speed, 100 miles an hour, and expect this man to stay healthy that way?
Dude, my expectations for Greenlaw right now are around my ankles. I have no idea what to expect here. I have no idea what to expect in this department. And if you just follow the landscape of this thing, if you did not put him on IR, which is a 4-week block, and he's not going to play in week 3, it would lead me to believe that you thought he was going to be back by now. I could be wrong on that. Because maybe the target was week 4, but I doubt it.
No, I mean, if the target's week 4, you're still probably going to put him on IR so he has an additional week to truly just heal and be ready to play. You know, that staff and Sean, they thought that he would be ready week 3 against the Chargers, a divisional opponent that you must win, and you want one of your tackling machines out there, a guy that vocally can be your leader, but hey, he's not out there enough to be the leader. And then you're in this situation where you have 2 inside linebackers that are struggling when it comes to covering.
And by the way, Sean was asked about that because Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad were targeted a combined 6 times versus the Colts, and the Colts went 6 for 6 for 126 yards. Sean Payton was asked about it. We'll play his response for you next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Attention golf lovers. The city of Aurora has you covered this fall. Home to 5 beautiful courses. There's no better place to play than Aurora. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. I enjoy leaf peeping every fall, but instead of heading to the mountains, I'm heading to my local Aurora golf courses. Saddle Rock, Aurora Hills, Spring Hill, Meadow Hills, and Murphy Coffee Creek have stunning Rocky Mountain views with the fall colors we adore. For more information and to book a tee time, visit golfaurora.com and give them a follow on Facebook, X, and Instagram at golfaurora.co.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs. Because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Embers Golf, where your passion meets the green.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, so last week was just a hard week to watch, the Broncos defense, giving up nearly 500 yards of offense to the Colts. Jonathan Taylor going, $165?
About 65 on the ground and another 50 yards catching. Whew, out of the backfield.
Daniel Jones goes for 300+.
Danny Dimes.
But it got to a point where they started to pick on the Broncos inside linebackers. That's what it looked like. And they were targeted 6 times. They completed that target 6 times for 126 yards.
You can't make that up. Say the stat again. It's 6?
6 for 6 for 126 when targeting Alex Singleton and Justin Strnad. So obviously that's an issue, okay? And now it's on film. And if you don't think the Chargers are going to try to exploit the weakest level of the Broncos defense, you're nuts. So Sean was asked about it a handful of minutes ago up at the podium. This is what he said.
Well, part of it was, when you have that balance, there's conflict, run, play, pass, drop back pass, and so again, I think being more efficient on first down can calm it down.
All right.
Oh no, Sean. I mean if you can't win your one-on-one battles when you go man, because you have to be able to go man so that you can bring pressure, it's going to be a long day for you if Alex Singleton and Justin Sternak cannot get their act together and be a little bit more stickier when it comes to covering a running back, covering a tight end. Slots are harder to cover. I understand that. But tight end and running back, you have to do your part. And you have to be able to play man so you can bring more pressure. It's one of these things. Like, yes, you can bring pressure from zone, but you have to be able to disguise and mix things up and trust that your inside linebackers can do their job long enough.
Well, I am fascinated how the Broncos respond to this weakness that they put on tape. And of course, what he ultimately says there at the end, he says, we got to be better on first down. That's 100% true. I'll repeat the stat. It bears repeating. The Colts averaged 9.8 yards on just first downs. That is not a recipe for success. And so when you combine that with the fact that the Broncos have really struggled to stop the run, really in 5 of the last 6 games. Take out Kansas City. In 5 of the last, and when I say take out Kansas City, Week 18 against backups, 38-0, not a reflection of NFL football. Take that out. In 5 of the last 6 games for the Broncos, they've allowed at least 115 yards rushing. And you go back, Tennessee, they did a really good job Week 1. That's why it's 5 of 6, not 6 of 6. Because they allowed just 71 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. But Indy, 167 yards, over 5 yards a carry. Buffalo in the wild card round, over 200 yards, over 5 yards a carry. Against Cincinnati, all right, the game before the KC Week 17, 116 yards, about 4.5 yards a carry. Week 16 against the Chargers, 134 yards, 5.4 yards per carry. Indianapolis in Week 15 of last year, 149 yards, 4.6 yards a carry. So this has been an issue. Stopping the run, it's been an issue. We know the Chargers want to run the football. They haven't done it really well through 2 games. It's going to be a huge point of emphasis in the City of Angels on Sunday.
Oh, definitely. And if you're the Denver Broncos, you need to make Justin Herbert one-dimensional. Take away his run game like it has been for the last 2 weeks for the Chargers.
Yep.
Force them to have to pass the ball. But in order to do that, you have to be stout up front. DJ Jones, you're going to have to do your job. All right, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, where are you at? For the last 2 weeks for JFM, it's been really quiet. You guys aren't just getting paid to rush the passer. You're getting paid to stay in your lanes, stay in your gap, play the run when the run is there. And then also with the pass rushers like Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper, you have to still have eye discipline. Know that they are going to try to do play action, try to get Justin Herbert to the outside. But if you stop the run and you make this team one-dimensional, it's easier now. Now you can scheme up some blitzes. Now you can play zone. It's just a lot easier when you know what they're going to do.
You remember the sideline exchange between Bo and Sean?
Oh, yeah.
Again on Sunday. We saw a little part 2 of what we saw a year ago. Sean was asked about that exchange with his young quarterback.
I saw what you guys saw, is
that common?
No, that wasn't what it appeared though. It was an affirmation of this is what we're wanting to do. So sometimes, because I was looking at it and trying to think, did we ever? And I don't recall. I think it was more about excitement, and it was, but I saw it, and so. It was following, I think, a series where we ran it pretty well. And, yeah, I don't recall it ever being – I would know if there was ever one of those moments. But I guess what I'm saying is I don't think it was what it appeared.
Sean, a lot of – look,
there's going to be times like this. Like, it's going to happen.
Of course.
If you're in that locker room, too, I mean, the things that are said,
I'm sure.
Going back and forth with the coaches, like, it's insane. For Bo, at times, though, Bo obviously wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Definitely. And even more so as he's gotten comfortable.
Exactly, which is fine. But also for Bo, it's at times you have to relax because Sean is going to ask you questions. He's going to ask why you didn't check this play to a run or why you didn't hit this guy because he was the number 1 target. And I know for Bo, it can be frustrated because it's like, dude, I'm in this game. I'm in the heat of the moment. Like, I saw something out there that I wanted to do, or I didn't see the run there, and so you get frustrated. We all have been there. There's times as a running back, Zach, where you're sitting there and you have this video, and I don't know if they have changed the rules where you can have video.
It's just pictures still.
So it's still pictures.
Yes.
So pictures lie to you. I'll never forget what Mark Ingram used to tell me. Hey, Phil, pictures lie because it's the beginning of the play when everything opens up. But there's so much going on after that, the beginning, that the pictures are not telling you.
Right.
So you have coaches that come up and say, how did you miss this hole? When you go back and watch film, it's not there. The hole closed up in a second. So and you can get frustrated, but you have to keep your cool, especially as quarterback, and say, hey, look, it wasn't there. I didn't see it. Or I thought it was different. And then you move on. So if Bo's going to have to learn that over time. Like, you guys are going to have heated moments. But if you have heated moments too many times, we're going to talk about it because the video camera is going to be right on you.
Right.
When it's a 3 and out, it's a 3rd and 3, and you don't complete the pass.
Yep. My guess is that's not the last chapter in discourse like that on the sidelines. And guess what? And I know you said it at the top. It's okay. It's okay. Like, if you play sports at even a reasonable level, you are going to have back and forth like that, player to player, coach to player.
Yeah.
That's sports. So, but obviously there's a line. There's a line. But that last Sunday certainly didn't even come close to crossing it. So, Sean, how about this? So, Sean, the news came out on Monday night that Sean was going to be joining that flag football classic, they're calling it. Can it be a classic if it's the first? I don't know. But they're going to Saudi Arabia, okay? Kyle Shanahan is going to coach a team. Pete Carroll's going to coach a team. And Sean Payton is going to coach a team. That's happening this March, and Sean was asked about it.
I'd gotten a text from Tom, and he was explaining what the tournament was. I looked at the calendar. It's a vacation week. I don't travel much, and I think more importantly, it's significant when it comes to growing our game with the Olympics not that far around the corner. There's 3 teams kind of playing in one day in a round-robin format, then, a final championship game. I don't know if I had any conditions. One of them might have been because he's playing, so it might have been that he's my quarterback, in that game. But I've got to look at 5-on-5. When I heard it right away, I've got enough headaches right now. But at some point, it'll be interesting to look at, how that game's played. So I think, look, it's a great opportunity for 3 or 4 days to travel abroad and be with some good people.
All right. Well, you see, he's referencing the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
And I asked him about this just a couple months ago, and I got dismissed, and I was getting made fun of here in the market, and here we are after the same season that I was asking the question. Sean's going to be coaching flag football, and he's doing it in Saudi Arabia. And what he left out is, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this here, okay? But what he left out is the check that he's going to get. Oh, buddy. All these guys are going to get paid out of their nose. Anytime an American sports thing is mixing with the Saudis, they are paying to a degree that is shocking. And again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but Sean Payton makes $20 million almost to coach this football team. And it's never enough, and you're going to go take the Saudi money. Tom Brady's on a $300 million contract. It's never enough. You're going to go take the Saudi money. But the stuff that has happened in that country isn't right from a human rights standpoint.
Yeah.
I still remember September 11th and when a lot of that funding came from.
Yeah.
And now Liv is here, and everyone's taking the money, and they already have gobs of money. This isn't Dante. This isn't like someone like myself. These guys are worth millions and millions and millions of dollars.
It's filthy,
and it's still never enough. So now it's Liv, and now WrestleMania is going over there. The announcement came out this week. And now our football players are going over there, and they are sports washing the hell out of decades of stuff. And I don't care your opinion on my opinion. That's just my opinion that I just shared. So, all good. From here on out, I just wanted to say that because I didn't feel comfortable with, all these guys are taking the Saudi money. And it's like
there's a lot of money out there.
That's a lot. But there's some stuff on that money now. And you put it on your hands. All right. we got news today that we had a hunch was coming. All right, from up in Boulder. Also, comments from an assistant coach that buck up against Deion's own quotes. All right, we'll let you decide. Also, what exactly is on the line for the Broncos this weekend? And is there an early trend developing with Bo Nix that we need to keep an eye on? We're somehow going to get to all that next. How? Because we are on the doorstep of 35 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
There are a lot of issues. I mean, think about it. All three levels of the defense struggled mightily. Up front, the linebackers, the secondary. I mean, name me a Bronco defender that had a good game.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And if you're looking for fine jewelry or a great timepiece like I was, why not shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold, guys? Williams Jewelers helped me find my new Tudor watch, and they can do the exact same thing for you. And it doesn't have to be a watch. It can be the finest jewelry you're looking for. Whatever you want, they have. And they're going to treat you just like family the minute you step through those doors. For me, they didn't pressure me at all. They gave me the time I needed to make the right decision for myself, and looking at my beautiful watch today, I made a great decision because of that. And starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers has grown into 2 locations and has become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. So when you step foot into their showroom, you'll feel just like family, and their service reflects that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only will they share the secrets of the business with you, but they will give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself or the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler, also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Your life can go from healthy and happy to hopeless in an instant. When a serious accident hits you with injuries, too many bills, and no way of caring for your family, it's time to strike back. Let Berg Simpson's team of experienced personal injury lawyers fight to get you the money you need and deserve.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Select Health, how can we help?
Hi, my CEO needs a POV on the ROI of HDHPs. By EOD.
Okay, so you're a small business. Let's start there.
How'd you know that?
Let's just say it's not my first RODEO. Get it? Rodeo.
Oh, right. Letters.
Let's get started.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health. Insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens, the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
It's your last chance to take advantage of EV federal tax credits at Siltar Motors. This month, get the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the head-turning Mustang Mach-E with 0% interest for 72 months or lease credits up to $11,000 off. Check out their current selection of EVs at sthmotors.com to get the EV you want before they are gone. Siltar Motors has got the best location, the biggest EV selection in Denver, and the most competitive pricing in Colorado. Siltar Motors will deliver everything you want out of a dealership.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Peyton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Back to school today, college before you know it. College Invest 529 savings accounts make saving easy and qualify for a Colorado tax deduction. Open yours before another year passes. collegeinvest.org.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota.
Here we go.
Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right. We're going to cover a lot of ground here over the next 35 minutes. Woo! Let's get it, Phil.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's get it.
I'm good. Said what I need to say. We can move on. Football season is here, and it's time for you to get in the game. Lucky for you, Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help by giving away a PS5 bundle. All you have to do to enter is download the Denver Sports app and click on the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5, Madden 26, College Football 26, as well as a 70-inch TV. All right, we got the news today. We had a hunch yesterday. We talked about it. That they are going to go back to Caden Salter for the starting quarterback. And we got that news earlier today. It was initially reported, and then it was eventually confirmed. Salter's going to start. No big surprise, right?
No big surprise. This is why we talked about it yesterday, and both of us were on top of it. Like, if you're looking for stability, if you're looking for a so-called leader, why not go with Caden Salter, who you announced, if you're prime, you announced this at the start of the season, that, and you scoffed at media members of like, hey, like, Caden Salter is going to start. Okay, so now he's back to starter. The thing about this that upsets me, and it upset me, and I talked about it yesterday, is this young man's confidence is shot now. Because you told him that he was a starter against Georgia Tech, a really tough team who, by the way, just beat Clemson last week. They're a really good team.
Really good.
You go into Delaware, Caden Salter had a really good drive. Scored with his legs, touchdown, boom. Then you take him out like he's done for the day, like he's a starter. You bring in Juju, like, because you said you were going to bring him in. You bring in a surprise Ryan Staub, and then you put Caden Salter back out there, and he didn't do well. Well, I don't blame the young man because he's stiff. For 45 minutes, he's sitting there relaxing, and then you tell him to go back into the game.
Yeah.
Then the third game, you bench him. And now you're telling him he has to go back in the game as a starter and that you believe in him. You don't believe in him. You just have no other option.
Right. I agree.
Because you're saving Juju. You're protecting him. Ryan Staub's not the answer. And now you're back to Caden Salter. When all along in these 3 games that you've played, Those games were to get you ready for conference. And I know Houston was a conference game. But now you're going into Wyoming, so you're hoping that you can get Payton Salter going again. But for Zach, in 2016, we knew that we wanted to win all of our games. But what was important was, at the time, was Pac-12 play. We went in, and our last game was against Michigan in the Big House. And we competed. And I believe that if Sefo Liufau didn't get hurt, we win that game. We end up dropping that game, but nobody was upset, flinched. Nobody flinched. They were like, hey, like this was a tune-up. It's a tune-up for what's in store for us, which is Pac-12 play. But we were ready for these moments, and we were able to win 10 games because of that. You're going into conference play after Wyoming, and yet you don't have an identity. You don't know who your quarterback is. If Payton Salter struggles, who do you go with then? Do you stick with him, or do you continue to play musical chairs? And now Ryan Staub, you're the next man up. It can't happen if you want to have established games where you're like, hey, look, we know that we may lose this game, but at least we know who our quarterback is. At least we know who our running backs are, our receivers, our defense is. Like, find that. And in order to do that, it starts with the quarterback. Find your quarterback and stick with him the rest of this season.
Well, unfortunately, because of the reactionary nature from Deion after the first game of the year, you sort of lost that runway that you talked about in your own experience, that runway heading into Big 12 play. Because, like, wouldn't that have been a really great opportunity? First of all, like, and I know you mentioned this, but Georgia Tech, way better than folks thought, right? And we knew they were going to be good, but they're really good. Like, Haynes King could be in the Heisman conversation here in the next week or so. You played Georgia Tech pretty tough. And if you stuck with your plan and rolled Salter out there against Delaware, instead of guaranteeing us that Juju's going to play in week 2, I just think that the football team would be in a better position than it is now. Even if Salter eventually is not the guy by the middle of October, you just give yourself a better chance to start quicker in Big 12 play. But
I mean, tell me this. Did Payton Salter do anything to lose his job to start with?
No, not really.
261 yards passing. He's played in 1.5 games. Because in Delaware, he didn't play that long. He played for, my guess, 2 quarters, I want to say. I got to go back and look. 2 quarters. 261 yards passing. 1 touchdown through the air. 2 touchdowns on the ground because his strength is the RPO game, running with his legs. 0 interceptions. So why didn't we just stick with him going into this Houston game and see what he can do with more reps, with more confidence, being around his teammates, being this starting quarterback for the first time this year? It's a lot. It takes time to get going, to understand the scheme, to get in a rhythm, the rhythm, the process, and that Sean looks for Bo. You have to be out there long enough to do it. Instead, you kind of go away from him for whatever reason because people started talking about him and saying he's not it.
I think part of that is true. Like, listening to the noise and the chatter and people wanting to see Juju. By the way, in the Delaware game, and I'm not here to say Payton Salter is God's gift at all, okay? But Salter went 13 for 16 in the Delaware game for 102 yards. But collectively, the offense didn't get off to a fast start. Remember, it's 10-7 at halftime. So they pulled them real quick. So, I mean, this is, again, I'll say what I said on Monday. This is the single most chaotic quarterback conversation in college football right now. But a really interesting thing happened today. And I am not exactly sure how to make heads and tails out of it. So Deion Sanders last week is asked about having a solidified quarterback. And he is defiant with the media, and he's like, what does that actually mean, a solidified quarterback? I got time today. Who can tell me what what is that? Who's got one of those? And at the time, I'm like, this is the craziest thing I've heard. Why didn't someone just speak up and say an assortment of Big 12 quarterbacks, right? Like Sawyer Robinson or Robertson, Rocco Becht, Sam Levitt. I'm forgetting the kid's name from TCU, Hoover. Like, you could have said, any of those guys. You could have said, hey,
starting quarterback.
Haynes King, you played one week 1. And so he got real defiant when it came to the phrase solidified quarterback. Then on Tuesday, yesterday, he's asked about the identity of the offense. And he got puffed his chest out and was like, I hear that. What does that mean? What does identity mean? Like, I don't care about identity as long as we get the win. I just never heard a coach talk like that. So that's what made it really interesting when Brett Bartolone got up there to speak. He's a wide receivers coach. He was the offensive coordinator for Jackson with Dion, all right, at their first stop. And this is what he said about the sputtering offense.
Again, execution. Like, we got to find our identity as an offense, who we are as an offense. Us coaches have to find that, and we have to get that out of our players. We got to solidify the quarterback position, right, and make sure he's comfortable and do things that maximize his skill sets. Once we find that, and I feel like we're truly on track in doing that, then we're going to be in a much better place.
All right, so within one 22-second response, he says we need to find an identity and we need to solidify the quarterback. The two phrases that Dion bristled at and got all defensive with are the same things that the coach on his staff is saying that they need to figure out.
Shots fired, right? Is there a shot being fired?
Phil, I have to tie one half my brain behind my back to think that was completely coincidental.
No, I mean, look, and it's okay to to have disagreements. Even with coaching staffs, you're not always going to be on the same page. You're not going to always agree. There will be times that my running back coach, Curtis Marcus, will come in and say, hey, look, I don't agree with what we're doing here. I've talked to the coaching staff about it. Will it change? I don't know. I'll talk to the offensive coordinator again tonight to help you guys out. But, like, he was transparent with us. At least he was putting us on the same page and giving us the information so we know that it's not just him that's making some of the decisions, right? Because as a player, sometimes you get caught in the running back coach doesn't like me or he's not giving me the opportunity. But it may not be him. It may be the head coach. It may be the offensive coordinator. Hell, it may be the general manager. Who knows? In this case, when you're dealing with coaches and the coaching staff, you're not going to always agree with the head coach. In this case, that's what it looks like. It looks like Dion doesn't believe in identity, but there's people on his coaching staff that do.
Right.
Dion doesn't believe in a solidified quarterback, but there's a bunch of people on that coaching staff, and maybe players as well, that believe in it. They want a little bit of stability.
Yeah. I'm man, it's just I would love to see Dion's reaction hearing one of his own coaches and his former OC endorse the same things that he was rebuffing. Very interesting. This is a fascinating story, and I can't wait till Saturday night as they host Wyoming, and really even beyond Saturday night as it gets very real with the Big 12 schedule. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming forward. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, hanging out with you on a hump day. We are officially closer to Friday than Monday as we roll downhill here into hour number 4 on a Wednesday. Appreciate you guys rocking with us here today. What exactly is on the line for the Broncos this weekend? We're going to hear from Sean Payton here in just a couple minutes from this afternoon, but what would the concern-o-meter be at if the Broncos lost on Sunday and dropped to 1-2 after 3 games, with a 10 being pull the fire alarm, the 1 being you are sound asleep in bed?
I'm gonna say a 5. A 5 right there, dead stack in the middle, right? Because if you drop this game to a divisional opponent and also an opponent that, like, in the AFC after you just got beat by the Colts, who was in the AFC as well. So now you have 2 losses in the AFC when you want to try to win the division, because, Zach, it's not just about making the playoffs now. Because of all the hype around the Denver Broncos, all the hype that Sean has brought to attention, it's about winning the division. It's about having a chance to beat Buffalo, to beat Baltimore. It's about having a chance to win a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl this year. In order to do that, you're going to have to win your division. You're going to have to beat the people in your division, the Chargers, Kansas City, Raiders. You're going to have to be able to beat Jacksonville, who's in the AFC, Cincy. Like, you have to beat these teams in order to get to the final destination in your goal. So my concern, if you drop this game, and I know it's a road game, but it's a tough game, but you need to be able to win tough matchups, and you're 1-9 against teams with a winning record. So that has to change.
Since the start of last year.
Since the start of last year. My concernometer is at 5 if they drop this game. It's not the end of the world because it's week 3. But these are important games that if you win early, you start fast and you finish strong, you look up and you have a bye. You look up and you're in a great situation going into the postseason.
Well, 2-1 after 3 is fantastic. 1-2 feels just like it reminds me of the CU conversation leading up to the Houston game, of like the difference of result of that one game feels like a Grand Canyon size difference. That's how this feels. And you're going into what we identified, at least on paper, was going to be the toughest stretch of your schedule, your 3-game stretch. Now, not viewed quite the same with no Joe Burrow, but Cincinnati, 2-0 Bengals are still going to present, challenges, and then at Philly. So, yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one, and this is a matchup that Jim Harbaugh, quite frankly, has really owned. 5-1 against Sean Payton. And this was Sean earlier this afternoon talking about going up against Jim Harbaugh.
I think very good. I think, look, I worked with his brother John at the Eagles. Their father was a fantastic coach, and the two of them are fantastic coaches. So our league's better when Jim's in it. I've said this before out of respect. I mean, I'd rather him be in a different division. But he does a tremendous job with his team, and as does John. Think about that. At one point, there was a Super Bowl where the two of them were coaching against each other. I mean, we might go 200 more years before that happens again, and that's pretty remarkable.
It really is when you say it like that. I mean, we knew it at the time, but like even sometimes things can sink in better with perspective as the years go on. Like those two actually went head-to-head in the biggest game in American sports.
It shows you how good they are, as coaches.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They have some kind of foundation structure that they stick with, some kind of identity, and it's been successful for many years for both those brothers.
No doubt. I mean, it's a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge. And a couple things to watch here. One, Bo Nix. According to Next Gen Stats, the proprietary analytical number stuff from ESPN, when Bo Nix has been pressured through 2 games this season, 4 for 11, 21 yards, 2 interceptions. 4 for 11, 21 yards, 2 picks when pressured. When not pressured, 43 of 59 for 361 yards, 4 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Makes sense, though. When you any quarterback, when you're able to get pressure on them, now it speeds up their process. Now they're going to make a quicker decision. It may not be the right decision because of that. In Bo's case, every time Bo has been pressured, and even if it isn't a blitz, if it's, let's say, Jeffrey Simmons coming off a block, and Bo panics. He'll throw it into a zone coverage, and then it gets picked off. So for Bo, he just needs to slow down, calm down. They're going to have to pick up blitzes. The running backs are going to have to do their job. Bo has to identify it, find the hot man, and you go from there. So this can't continue to be a trend, or you're not going to win enough games, especially when you're going up against tough teams like the Chargers, whose defense is playing phenomenal right now.
Yeah, they are really such an improved operation under Jim Harbaugh. And just as we were, and I don't know if you remember this, but remember we were coming into last season, and I told you I had talked to someone within the Denver Broncos who said, and this guy's been along for a very long time, he said, historically, you see great coaching show up in year number 2. We saw that last year with Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Not that he was perfect, because there was moments that were maddening a year ago, including against these Chargers, by the way. You remember that game down the stretch of last season where the end of the half was mismanaged, and Jim Harbaugh called a timeout, and the Chargers were going to get the ball back, and there's a penalty on special teams, but there's no time left. It was the first free kick in 57 years. And
it was a disaster.
It was a disaster. And then down the stretch of the game in the fourth quarter, Sean Payton punted twice from the 49-yard line and the 50-yard line in a 3-point game where every analytic tells you to go for it. He didn't, and they ended up losing the game. In addition to opting into a Thursday night game, which I've never seen before in the NFL, where the road team opts into a short week.
Zach, don't get me started on that.
I've never seen that.
Oh, no, as a player, you're upset. You're still upset. My body hurts thinking about it. You're just not ready for a Thursday night game. Everybody in the league has to play a Thursday night game. Now, I don't know if that's still true.
I don't think anymore.
Okay,
now after the Amazon deal.
Yeah, but to opt into a Thursday night game?
Unheard of.
Crazy. Let me put my team through hell and their body through hell yet again when I can let it kind of set in and have a better game plan. I'll never understand that.
No, and I remember the players after the game being like, well, a couple were pissed, we heard off the record. But even on the record, guys were like, this was really hard. Like, short week, going on the road. It's like, your head coach opted you in. So anyway, Sean's not perfect is what I'm saying. Like, there's mistakes made on the battlefield and all that, and even before the battle with opting in. But good coaching showed up in year number 2 a year ago with a rookie and all the dynamics at play. This is year number 2 for Jim Harbaugh. And this operation is becoming more believable from a true contender standpoint. Offensively, they look the part. Defensively, they are smothering. And so this is a real challenge for these Denver Broncos.
Well, what's scary about the Chargers right now is you have Justin Herbert that's carving people up. The run game, it's not doing well for the Chargers just yet.
Yeah, not
Amari
yet.
Hampton has had 23 carries, 72 yards so far. And I know it's early. It's going into week 3. But usually Harbaugh has his team rolling when it comes to the run game.
Yep.
And so that's something that you have to look for if you're Denver is like continue to stop the run, force Justin Herbert to throw the ball, and come up with disguises if you're VJ, disguises to pressure Justin Herbert, but also back up with zone so that you can get a couple of interceptions on him as well because he has not thrown for an interception yet this year.
Yeah, 5
Herbert.
5 touchdowns, no picks, averaging 280 yards per game through 2 games. So he is really, he's fantastic. And I know about the postseason struggles and all that, but
he's Superman in regular season.
He is, man. He like statistically, it's one of the better starts to a quarterback's career we've ever seen. And again, need to get it done in the playoffs, or at least win a couple games, to earn some of that respect and put some pelts on the wall. But he's freaking good. Like we can freely admit that. Something else to watch here, Mr. Phillip Lindsay. Broncos, again, through 2 weeks, but that's all we have to react to. Broncos are already 28th in the 28th in the NFL in turnover margin. Only Miami and Cleveland have a worse turnover margin. All right. They're also, Broncos are one of 10 teams with more than 120 penalty yards after 2 games. So there's a lot to improve on here. And Sean talks about the speed to improve over the first 4 games of the season. You have a disjointed offense in week 1, and then in week 2, started quick and didn't finish strong.
Yeah.
Disjointed defense in week number 2, allowing almost 500 yards of offense. You're turning the football over at one of the highest rates in the NFL. You're one of the most penalized team in the NFL. I mean, it's got to happen quick here.
Yeah, it's not the start that Sean was looking for or thinking of, right? And you always say, as a team, start fast and finish strong. Yeah, we're 1-1, and last year we were 0-2, so that's still a positive thing. But now for Bo, take care of the football. Defense, you have to be stout in stopping the run. Communicate, get on the same page. For Sean, making sure that you have the right plays for the right players. And that goes the same for VJ. Making sure you're disguising this defense and getting everybody involved that can come off the edge on pressures. It can't just be a nickel. You can pressure with the safety, with the inside linebacker. Hell, you can pressure with the cornerback if you want to. Just be versatile in your disguises to help bring pressure and help the trenches, the front 4 out in Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, and Brendan and DJ Jones.
Here is a little bit more from Sean Payton earlier this afternoon, what he's seeing from the Chargers offense in year number 2 under Jim Harbaugh.
Well, they're very efficient on first down. They do a great job with their run game plan. They'll be in heavy groupings. They'll give you gap schemes. They'll give you zone schemes. The play action that comes off of those runs is difficult, and then they're very efficient in their drop back game. So 2 weeks in, and then again, this is last year as well, but but you can see the confidence that they're playing with, and the receivers and the quarterback all being on the same page. The timing has been real impressive.
It's been one of the more impressive offenses here through 2 weeks of the NFL, particularly in the passing game. You mentioned it. They have not gotten off to a good start when it comes to running the football, and we know how it's a part of Jim Harbaugh's core beliefs in the game of football is running it. Even when, like, sometimes we talk about Sean getting away from the run when he's not having success. Harbaugh has been a coach historically. Now, it hasn't showed up in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But historically, they're just going to run it.
Isn't that their identity? Isn't that something that we talk about? Like when you talk about the Chargers, usually, not the first 2 weeks, but usually their identity is we're going to punch you in the mouth and we're going to run the football as much as we can and then do play action off of that, which that's a recipe for success. That's something that for Sean, it's like you got to find your identity and stick with it. If it is the run, be okay with that. Just until Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant can get more established, until you can find a way to get Evan Ingram going, until we can get Cortland going again, because my man only had one reception against the Colts for 6 yards.
Correct.
Unacceptable as a receiver one to only get him going and he only having one reception.
Well, I am fully anticipating the Chargers to try to make it a point of emphasis to run the ball, because here's the facts as well. The Broncos have not recently done a good job of actually stopping the run. All right, and by the numbers here, in 5 of the last 6 games, the Broncos have allowed at least 115 rushing yards. All right, and that's 5 of the last 6, by the way, taking out the KC Week 18 game. So outside of the Tennessee game, Week 1, all right, in the last 6 games the Broncos have played, they're giving up 167 yards on 5 yards a carry against Indy. In the wild card game against Buffalo, 213 yards and over 5 yards a carry. 116 yards against Cincinnati in Week 17 of last year, close to 4.5 yards a carry. And against these same Chargers in Week 16 last year, 134 yards, about 5.5 yards a carry. Week 15 last year against the Colts, 149 yards on 4.7 yards a carry. So, I mean, football becomes really hard, if not impossible, when you're not able to stop the run. It's just a core principle. It's inherent year after year.
It's demoralizing.
It is.
Demoralizing for a defense, demoralizing for our offense to sit there and watch it happen. I'll never forget 2019, we're playing against Jacksonville. And that's when Leonard Fournette, he had a really good game. We couldn't stop the run to save our lives. But also as an offense, and I'm some of the blame too, because we couldn't get the run game going. We couldn't get the pass game going. There were too many 3-and-outs where you're putting your defense back out there, and all of a sudden Jacksonville's running it down your throat again, and you're just sitting there watching them get first down after first down. That can't happen. And I know Harbaugh wants that to happen. I know that if Denver doesn't stay stout and bow up a little bit, that's going to happen, which now it puts pressure on your defensive coordinator to bring in someone like Hufanga or Brendan Jones, and now you're playing more man. Well, if it's more man against some of these shiftier receivers, and Riley Moss right now, you don't want to call him Boss right now.
Which version are we getting?
I hope the Boss version, because he may be on the island going one-on-one with someone like Keenan Allen, someone like McConkey. Like,
oh, by the way, turns out Keenan Allen doesn't have a 2 feet in the grave just yet.
But he's home. He's back with Justin Herbert. He's relaxed. He knows the offense. Like, he's just playing football again. So, but hey, I wanted him.
Me too. He was top of my free agent board. And I heard, he's old. Why would you? No, he turns out he's still pretty good. He's got 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. But the kid who's figuring it out here is Quentin Johnson.
Yes.
The wide receiver, who I think they took in the first round a couple years ago. I gotta double check this.
He struggled for a couple years catching the ball.
I think TCU, I want to say.
Yep, he was. TCU.
Was it TCU?
Yep.
Okay. He is figuring it out. In 2 weeks of football, 5 receptions for 79, this is not 2 weeks. This is week 1 against Kansas City. 5 catches, 79 yards, and a pair of tutties. Week 2 against the Raiders, 3 receptions for 71 yards and another tug. I mean, really blistering start to his season. So that's PS2 probably, right? That's PS2?
Well, I don't know because who's gonna guard Ladd McConkey? Who's gonna guard Keenan Allen?
It's a good question. Ladd right now is actually third on the team in yards.
Because you have to game plan for him now. He's too versatile. It's like, hey, we got to at least slow him down. Put Keenan Allen on the island.
You're talking about Quentin Johnson?
No.
Or Ladd McConkey?
Ladd McConkey.
Yeah.
He last year he went for over 1,000 yards.
He's really good.
So you know that as a route runner, he is really good, and he can be a guy that you can rely on in the intermediate game or the lower game. With someone like the other ones, like you roll the dice. Are they going to be good today? Keenan Allen, is he going to be ready to play, or is his hamstring going to be tight? That's the type of thing you think of with Keenan Allen. And then for Johnston, it's more of he's inconsistent. But now for the first 2 games, he's starting to turn it on.
He's averaging 19 yards a catch, Quentin Johnson is. Again, through 2 games, but early returns look really good. I shouldn't say early returns of the season. I think this is year 3 for him, I want to say. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a real challenge. It's going to be a real challenge. Here's Sean Payton when asked about the Chargers forcing underneath stuff with the Raiders and how this could impact the Broncos offense.
They do a very good job of staying on top and limiting the explosive plays. They do a good job disguising their coverages, but they force you in some instances to be patient. You have to understand the coverage scheme that you're getting and then where the ball might go depending on what they're doing.
So defensively, the Chargers are, well, just off to a really good start. I heard Orlovsky this morning on ESPN, or it might have been yesterday, call them a smothering defense. And you look at some of these guys, I mean, some names like Bud Dupree or Derwin James, of course.
Yep.
Some names you don't. But I will mention this too. A green light for the Broncos, Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I know. Khalil Mack just had dislocated his elbow.
Yep.
So they just placed him on IR. He's not going to be a part of this game plan, which is great because he's a game wrecker. So you know that you don't have to double up on Khalil Mack. Now it may free your tight end up for a little bit more opportunities in the pass game. Now maybe you're able to put Evan Ingram out there because you don't have to have Adam Trotman in there trying to block Khalil Mack all game. Certain things like that can change the game plan up because we're going to need everybody. We're going to need Evan Ingram if he plays because you said it earlier that Evan Ingram was not at practice today.
No.
Now it's early. It's Wednesday. Let's see what Thursday looks like. Thursday's a heavy passing down or a passing practice. So if he's there and he's available, then he's going to play. If he's not, we should all be concerned that Evan Ingram may not play in this game, and he's going to be a valuable weapon for Bo going into a division opponent, going into playing the Chargers on the road. You need everybody in order to beat this team right now.
What is also a valuable weapon for Bo, in addition to Evan Ingram, is the run game. And this is a bit of a payback game for J.K. Dobbins. All right. And by the way, if depending on how the player's mindset is, if you're a Marion Hampton, you could say, man, they passed on me. Broncos could have had me in the first round. Were the Chargers picking right behind the Broncos? I think they might have been. Right. So, if he wants to use that as fuel, he can. But I anticipate this being a huge J.K. Dobbins day, not just because of the revenge factor. You don't game plan based on, emotion. But at the same time, in a game that feels really important really early in the season, I just don't know if R.J. Harvey is going to be a heavy-handed part of that game plan.
I mean, should he? Like, you have to earn your right to be involved in this game plan, involved in getting 12 to 15 carries. J.K. Dobbins in the last 2 games has done that. Last game had 14 carries for 76 yards. That's what you're looking for. Now, for J.K., it's all about can he stay healthy. But when you're going up against a division opponent and you need to win this game, you're willing to run or do what you have to do to win this game. So run the ball, run with J.K. Give him more than 14 carries. Give him 18. Give him 20. Who cares? Let's see what he can do against the Chargers. You know he's going to be amped up. You know that he's going to want payback because he feels like the Chargers have done him wrong. Let the man go. Let him get rolling. Let this offensive line get going downhill. Use the pullers. Get Ben Powers and Quinn Miners going. And then it will open up the pass game. It would open up the play action for you. And Bo Nix won't be stressing out as much when the Chargers bring a blitz, and now you have zone up there, and you're panicking, and now you may throw it into double coverage again. When you're able to run, you have to put people in the box to stop the run, and now you're going to have those opportunities on the outside for Cortland Sutton, for Troy Franklin. Hell, even Evan Ingram can get involved.
Yeah, Sutton needs to be I shouldn't say huge, a much bigger part of the game plan week over week. I mean, that's something that has to happen. I assume that it will. And then with Harvey, actually Sean was asked about managing his rookie running back.
He'll continue to get base down work for us, third down work for us. He's going to be an important piece. He is an important piece of what we're doing offensively. Both he and J.K. Tyler's got a role right now, but I think I've said it before. I think it's easier to manage two, and I'm familiar with doing that. It also takes a little bit of the workload off of just one of them.
Well, we'll see how it plays out here on Sunday. See how it plays out. I would say that Harvey's carries are going to be pretty similar to this past week. Well, in both weeks. We have 6 carries and 5 carries. So 11 carries in the first 2 weeks. Not quite on pace for John Gruden's 300 touches prediction. But we'll see, man. I
wonder where John Gruden got that from.
Right.
Sean's talking to him.
He gets excited. He gets so excited. And then, but here we are in game day. You're not seeing that on game day.
No, I mean, but also you shouldn't. Like, ride the hot hand. JK's your guy right now. Ride him. When RJ gets hot, which he will at some point, you ride him. That's the best thing about having running backs and running back by committee and having two is they can complement each other if you do it the right way.
All right, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Broncos can punch these guys in the mouth. And no one's been able to quite do it yet. They were in control of the Kansas City game from really start to finish. Much of the same with the Raiders. These guys aren't God's gift. So we'll see if the Broncos can come up with a game plan and execute that game plan here on Sunday and try to go to 2-1. All right. Shifting gears here a little bit. Today was media day for the Colorado Avalanche. What did we learn, and what was the biggest takeaway from someone who was there? That's next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
It's O-Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Up to $100 in bonus rewards available at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Hey, it's Zach. Winter's coming. Don't wait. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the snow flies. 15-year low-interest financing with no prepayment penalty. Call now for your free quote and see how low your payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. It's football season, and did you know that I am the reigning fan staff champion in the King Supers Football Pick'em? Yep, Stokely, Schlereth, Zachby, Cecil Lemmy, none of them can hang with the judge when it comes to football. Just like those made-for-TV lawyers can't hang with me in the courtroom. When you've been hurt in a car accident, you want the real deal, which is what you get when you call 303 Law 4040. Not some made-for-TV character. When you call 303 Law 4040, you speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly, not some call center overseas. And you get to meet with us in person for free. We never take a dime unless we win for you. Plus, no ridiculous fees like those TV characters. You were the one that was hurt, so the doctors and the lawyers shouldn't take all the money. So go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040, 303 Law 4040.
I'm Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. If you're ready to lose weight safely and effectively, we prescribe real GLP-1 medications at standard dosages from licensed U.S. pharmacies, not half-strength drugs from unknown or online sources. Your care is managed by a real medical doctor at a real clinic with telemedicine available. And right now, we're offering a free consultation to help you get started. See real results for under $300 a month. Schedule your free consult today at denverregen.com. That's denverregen.com.
Mike Evans here for Copperhead Plumbing. Your home doesn't have to flood before you know there's a problem. With the Mow and Flow Smart Water Shutoff System, you can monitor your home's water usage in real time right from your phone. You'll get notified the moment a leak starts. Trust Copperhead Plumbing for professional installation. Ask about installing a Mow and Flow system today.
Copperhead Plumbing, built to last. Call us once, you'll forget the past.
Copperhead Plumbing. They plumb different. They plumb custom.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? CU fans, keep your fix going with Denver Sports CU Football Post-Game Recap. Available every home game exclusively on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years.
It's The Drive with Zachby and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Today was media day for the Colorado Avalanche. What did we learn, and what was the biggest takeaway from someone who was there, stopping by a little bit early? Friend of the show, the scrappy one, the scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys? How we doing?
Doing fantastic, man.
Scrappy.
How was things over today?
It was great, man. It's crazy that it's hockey season already. They're going to be playing regular season games here in just a few weeks, but we got to hear from all the big dogs. We heard from Jared Bednar, Gabriel Landeskog, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Devon Daves, and Marty Natchez. So nice to see everyone, nice to see the fellas, and nice, honestly, to not have drama. Not a lot of drama about Gabe's rehab or Valerian Nichushkin. What phase is he in the program and all that. There was a sense of ease around the Avalanche today, which I think fans will appreciate.
How about and there's plenty of layers that we'll comb through here. The cloud over the team after Dallas, has it been blown away?
I don't know if it's been blown away, but it's funny. Nathan McKinnon says you can't use negativity as motivation for 9 months. And I thought that was an interesting line from McKinnon of like, I'm not going to sit here and just dwell on the Dallas series as fuel for this year. That doesn't make a lot of sense. That doesn't seem like something I personally or the team is going to thrive off of. But yeah, I mean, I asked Gabe Landeskog straight up. I said, how important is it to get a 1 seed and have game 7s in your building after what happened in Dallas and it kind of spiraled? I don't think Gabe loved the question all that much because he said back to me, he said, well, you watched the game. We were in control till 12 minutes to go in the third period. There's tough games on your home ice. There's tough games on the road. I just love the fieriness from Gabe of like, let's be careful here. We were the better team for 48 minutes. And both he and Nathan acknowledged that the last 12 minutes were a disaster. I get it. But I don't think that they're really harping on the Stars series as much as feeling like we have our core, we have our group, we're not going to have to make a bunch of trades this year. The group that's going to training camp is going to be the group more or less we're trying to win the cup with in 7-8 months.
Well, speaking of Gabe, Jared Bednar said he's good to go. He's full go during preseason, during camp, during the regular season. Now, for you, load management. Is this something that you think they should do with Gabe, or is it like, hey, let's go. He's a hockey player. He's tough enough. Just go out there and win these games.
Yeah, it's a good question because I think coming into today, we were all curious about that. If Jared Bednar had gone up there and said our goal is for him to play 50 games, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye. They would have said, okay, that makes sense. But in that answer, he said full go twice for Gabe, and he elaborated and said, hey, if he comes to me and he's tired, he needs a day or two here or there, we'll get him that. But also, I'd do that for any other player if they came to me and said that. It is remarkable, fellas, that we had conversations about this guy retiring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Many conversations.
Yeah.
And now his head coach, more or less, he didn't put a number on it, but if you read between the lines, he expects his captain to play 75 to 80 games in this regular season. That's kind of crazy, but also it just goes to show you that Gabe finally got the right surgery. Remember how many operations he had and procedures he had, and we heard Nathan talk about that last year. He finally got the right one done. And then he's good. I'm not saying he's going to play 6 or 7 more years, but I think Gabe Landeskog, in a perfect world, we're knocking on all the wood, has 2 to 3 more years of hockey left in him.
Well, I told Phil earlier in the day I would be extremely conservative here, especially over the first couple months of the season. I do not want to see Gabe Landeskog play 75 regular season games. That's just me personally. This has been such a long road. Such a long road. And yes, he came back, and I was flabbergasted with how good he looked when he did come back. I mean, he was literally one of the 3 best players instantly after not having played in years. So that's remarkable. I can't wait to see the next chapter of this story. But, man, I would just proceed with incredible caution. I would begin with the end in mind in his availability in those playoffs. I don't want to see him on the second night of back-to-back or manage him that maybe he's playing on the first night of a back-to-back and not the second. That is me personally, because it's been such a long and winding road, and his importance to the team can't be overstated. That's me.
I get it, and I understand where you're coming from. Absolutely, unequivocally. I just got a different vibe from Jared Bednar today, and I think the vibe, too, is they need the leadership, right? And it's really hard to lead in a suit. We saw that the last 2-3 years.
Well, I'm not saying play him 10 games. Like maybe 65 games, something like that.
I don't know, Zach. It sounds like you want him to play at 11.
Yeah, he's got bubble wrap on Gabe.
No, I mean, are we forgetting where we've been with this conversation? It's playing 65 of 82.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 65 of 82.
I'll take it.
Are you kidding me?
As long as he's ready for the postseason, I will take it.
Yeah, I would.
More than 11 games, though.
And then I don't want to talk about the Nets stuff right now. I want to table that just for a second. This is Nathan McKinnon in the quote that you were referencing a little bit earlier, talking about that Dallas loss a year ago.
It still hurts. It still hurts for sure. I really think we have most of our team back, but I thought we were good enough to win last year. And, you're not going to win every single year, even with the same team. But like Landy said, lots of things need to fall into place. Obviously, special teams kind of lost us that series overall. Thought 5-on-5, we were a very, very, very good team. So definitely that was the issue. But I don't know how much negativity can really drive you for the next 9 months. I think we're trying to be positive and look at it from just a new chapter, new challenges throughout this season. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. It's a long year. It's a grueling year with the Olympics too. So it's going to be a lot of hockey. So definitely hurts. I'm sure that game will always hurt. But going forward, I don't think it can really motivate you in the right ways if you're trying to win.
Really introspective response there from Nathan McKinnon, who is typically short, often terse, and that's probably the one setting this year where you're going to get him like talking about his feelings and stuff like that, because that's just not McKinnon. But you heard him reference the special teams, and you think back to that series, it was maddening. The amount of missed special teams opportunities that they had, and what happened after the year. Ray Bennett was fired, and he was a special teams coordinator. I think for 8 years he was next to Jared Bednar on the bench, and now it's Dave Haxtell. Any thought or vibe, conversation today that had to do with that dynamic?
Yeah, I think it was tough on Bedsy for sure. He had mentioned how I've pretty much had the same staff since I've been here. And the Avalanche aren't an organization that makes a lot of changes. They're not one that makes a lot of knee-jerk reactions, because Joe Sakic is ultimately, those are going to come to his desk, and he's not a guy who likes to change stuff. Joe is not like many of these NHL presidents and GMs that are shuffling coaches all the time and just moving parts in and out. He's incredibly patient in that role, but also they had to fire someone after the Dallas collapse. They just did, and we went round and round. Some people thought it should have been Bednar. Some people thought it should have been McFarland. It was Bennett. That's not really a household name to many of fans, but to those inside the organization, definitely, he was a key cog that they moved on from. I'm not saying Jared was up there shedding tears for him, but I do think kind of rattled him a little bit that it's a new change there, and the new power play coach is a guy who was the head coach of the Seattle Kraken, who beat Jared Bednar in the playoffs at one point.
Really fascinating dynamic. But there's another dynamic here at play, and it feels like an intersection between a player and the organization that feels all too familiar. And we'll talk about it coming up next.
Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
I never realized that this guy was so good run after the catch. Troy Franklin, flat out unbelievable job by him. It has been so impressive watching him take the jump from year one to year two.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
When you're hurt in a car crash or on the job, Postman Law delivers. Don't just hope for help, demand results. Others promise. Postman delivers with ease, speed, and results. Call 844-POSTMAN today. That's 844-POSTMAN.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the smart equity loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Come shop Denver's biggest, most exciting diamond event of the year.
Because this week, get our lowest prices of the year on everything diamond at Williams Jewelers.
It's the Diamond Expo, September 23rd through 27th at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
Come shop the largest selection of gorgeous loose diamonds, every shape, every size, and price range diamonds, including Quiot and Hearts on Fire. It's the Diamond Expo.
Plus, thousands of diamond settings from the world's top designers, including Gabriel & Company, JB Star, and Tacori.
Everything diamond. Diamond earrings, rings, bracelets, and necklaces at the best prices of the year. It's the Diamond Expo.
Plus, with every purchase of $5,000 or more, you'll receive a half-carat pair of natural diamond studs, a $950 value as our gift.
The Diamond Expo at Williams Jewelers. Save hundreds, even thousands. It's our biggest diamond event of the year.
And the diamond earrings are on us.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Where Colorado shines.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a hump day. Hanging out with Will Peterson for a bonus segment here. He was at Avalanche Media Day. And, you know, there is a dynamic at play that we've been talking about behind the scenes here. for quite a while, for a few months, but haven't really talked about it on the air. And, it wasn't hockey season, and so we just didn't get to it. But this is going to be a more relevant conversation here over the next month and potentially coming months. And that's a real distinction between those two things, the next month or the coming months. And this situation, I said in the last break, feels all too familiar here, because the same situation that the Avs were in last year with Mikko Rantanen, it is extremely similar with the guy that came back from Carolina in the Mikko trade, Marty Necas. And it's not the same because Necas doesn't have the long-standing nature of being a lifelong Av and probably ultimately get his jersey hung up from Ball Arena. But this is a big deal here. This is a big deal because Necas is going into the final year of his contract. And it's starting to be discussed nationally in the hockey landscape of what is the next step here, because it's the same dynamic. You can't look at Marty Necas as a rental and have him hit free agency at the end of the year and you get nothing back. This is the same Mikko conversation. So he's either going to sign an extension and be here for years to come, or the Avs might be forced to do another deal. And this is Marty Necas earlier today at Media Day talking about being in Colorado and his contract situation.
I think it was great, especially the way we play here. I think it kind of fits my game, and it was definitely a shock when I got traded. But then about contract, we're talking. We'll see what's going to happen. Can't really tell you. I don't even know. So will be interesting, and it's more about my agent.
Okay, he's letting the agent handle it. Okay, that's the response you give at Media Day. But there was also a report, and I don't know how much to put in the report, but there was a report that Necas wasn't thrilled about his time in Colorado.
This was
a
while ago.
A while ago. So, Will, what do you make of the moving parts here and the dynamics in this all too familiar conversation?
Yeah, I believe Marty Necas that it was a shock when he got traded. Frank Saravelli, one of the top NHL insiders yesterday, called it the biggest trade in the NHL in the last 2 decades.
I saw him say that.
And if you're a part of that and you're the lesser player, at least on paper, that is a shock to the system. It's, wow, this franchise believes in me so much, they just gave up a perennial 100-point scorer for me. But I believe him. I believe he's more settled in now. I believe he gets along with the guys now. They did a lot of team bonding this summer, particularly in the recent weeks. And I think Marty Necas wants to be here. And he also said, we're talking. So he didn't give a lot about the contract, but he said, we're talking. I have a bad case of deja vu, fellas, and I'm sure you guys do too, because this feels all too similar to last year. You either got to extend the guy or you got to trade the guy. You can't let him walk in the summer for nothing. My gut, not reporting, just gut, they're going to get a deal done with Marty Necas. Some point, let's call it before New Year's Eve.
So what does that look like? And I know it's early, but what would that look like? I mean, Mikko wanted over 14, right? With that, Mikko wanted over 14 for Necas. What is Necas looking for? What do you think that looks like?
I think it'd be about 10. I think it'd be about 10 million a year, of course.
Yeah.
And listen, is he the player that Mikko is? No, he's not quite as good as Mikko Rantanen. But if he can be a point per game guy, can get you 80 to 90 points on the season, play on the power play with Nathan McKinnon, and the salary cap is going to go up. It is going to go up. I would just pay him as 10 because the theme of Media Day was we're settled.
Yep.
We feel good.
Yep.
They don't want to make any more trades.
No.
They don't want new faces. They want this core. I'd pay him as 10 over, I don't know, a 5-6 year period and call it good.
Well, I have my fingers crossed that that this happens because I don't like I think it gets done by New Year's Eve. I don't like it. And I know why you said it, obviously. The trade deadline lends itself for these conversations to continue into the year. But the prospect of shuffling the deck once again during the season, I hate that idea. This was the ultimate shuffle deck 1 year ago where literally half the roster was different in game one of the postseason and contrasted with game one of the regular season. So,
well, and then also, like, if you prolong this situation of getting the contract done, and let's say Necas goes out there and he starts dominating, he's going to want more money now.
That's right. He's
going to want a lot more, where it's like if you get it done now, it's done. It's a
good
done
point.
deal. Boom, you get it done. No distraction, no drama, and we can just focus on having a great regular season and get ready for the postseason.
And remember, next summer, 9 months from now, so 10 months, is the Cale Makar mega extension, too.
Right.
Because he'll be going into the last year of his deal. So you want to get Netches done as soon as possible, so your sole focus next offseason can be, how do we make sure Cale Makar plays the rest of his career in Colorado?
Well, I hope that Netches is hyper aware of the situation that he is in. His game can flourish here. Like, you might roll your eyes at me, and that's okay. I think he has potential to be a 100-point guy in this situation.
In the system here.
In this system, right? If you're scoring in the mid-80s, right, just a couple years ago, a year ago, right, 83 points, he was nearly a point-per-game guy here in Denver. It was 28 points in 30 games.
So what are you talking about, the McKinnon bump? Being on the same line as McKinnon?
Yeah, because in Carolina, he was the top of the scouting report. You're not that here. And I just think that if he can play on that top line and play off the elite talent that they have, and he's the third scorer, I don't know. But I really like what you said, that if this thing goes into the season and he's playing in October and November with his hair on fire, it's like, why am I going to take 10? I can go get 12. And it's the disease of more. I got it, but man, just I think just be again hyper aware of the advantageous situation that he's in here in Colorado.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then the other theme today, fellas, was not really cup or bust, but kind of cup or bust.
Sure.
I mean, Nathan McKinnon said, if we only get one, it'll be tough. He's talking about this core. Only one. Cale Makar, quote, we want to win the Stanley Cup. Jared Bednar, quote, there's a sense of urgency. And all of them get it. If they come up woefully short again this year, there's going to be big changes. You're not just going to fire Ray Bennett. You're not. You're going to do something spicier than that. And I think the players realize it. I think the head coach realizes it.
Yep.
And I think they know it's go time.
Yep. All right, well, it's go time for us to go bye-bye. Thank you guys for hanging out with us here on a Wednesday. I will not be here tomorrow.
All about the kids, right, Zach?
I will be serving our community. Yes, that is true. I'll be back on Friday. Hey, come to Golden. We want to see you in Golden this Friday, Bud Light Football Friday at Buffalo Rose at 2 o'clock. Would love to say what's up. And that'll do it for us for now. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about erectile dysfunction. Now, I know you hear that phrase. It can make you a little bit uncomfortable, but here's what you need to know, all right? ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, you're talking about treatments well over 90% in terms of success rate, all right? And here's the other thing you really need to get through that thick skull of yours, all right? You are not alone. And I know this because Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Guys, ED is pretty common. So schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. That initial visit is just $99, includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. All right? Pretty simple. They have an expert staff, 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Is an IRS tax problem keeping you up at night? Join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free online workshop on Wednesday, September 17th. Todd will cover the 7 solutions to fix an IRS problem and get you on your way to having clarity and a plan with a licensed professional guiding your way. In this free workshop, he'll cover things like when will the taxes expire? It's actually possible this could just go away. You'll learn the IRS program to permanently settle your debt for less than you owe and several other important answers that will help you take control of your IRS problem. Todd will teach you what you need to know to get out of debt with the IRS for good and build a future you can be proud of. Don't pass up this free workshop with a licensed professional with 30 years of IRS resolution experience. Reserve your spot now by calling 303-753-6040.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing